Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away from kickoff as Olympiacos take on West Ham United in match day 3. Oh, what could be a crucial Europa League good game for both teams. Olympiacos need to get points on the board if they wish to advance. West Ham could get 3 wins out of 3 and really almost put 1 foot in the next round. We'll get the lineups in just a minute. They are out already because it's UEFA night. They're out already. Probably already seen the team. We'll get them up in just a second. But before we do, Gonzo, how is oneself?
Peachy, how are you?
Peachy as well, yeah.
Fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awkward,
yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah, we're ready for the build-up to a good game show, but there's a wardrobe malfunction going on here. This is the most controversial wardrobe choices since Gonzo wore a snide West Ham shirt.
That's right. I'll be knocking out Mickey Mouse versions of this. Don't worry if anyone wants to buy them.
Charlie will be wearing a white T-shirt next week, coloured in with a peachy.
That's right. That's colour. Right.
Anyway, let's get straight into the West Ham 11 then, since it's out. In goal is Alphonse Areola for the Hammers tonight, with a back four of Tilo Kerr at right back with Emerson at left back. We've got Ogbonna and Mavropanos at centre back. In midfield, we've got Ward-Prowse with Souček and Finals. Then we've got Kudus on the right, Ben Rama on the left, and Danny Ings up front.
We got that one wrong, didn't we?
Yeah, I think Moyes has got it wrong as well.
Yeah. Wow. Look, ultimately, before I say he's gone completely barking mad, look, if he wins this, he's the genius, and I'm just a guy in a
well, this is it,
pitchy 70s jumper who doesn't know anything. But mate, I'm not thrilled with that team. It has to be said.
My confidence has decreased drastically. Not just listen. I'm happy with the back five. Fabian, we'll do the bench in a minute, but just for context, Fabianski is not on the bench. So while Moyes said Soufal's the only one that hasn't travelled, either Fabianski hasn't travelled or he's injured and gone over or whatever. He's not on the bench. So that's why Areola doesn't go. I'm delighted. I say delighted with the back four. I would have preferred a Gerd over Ogbonna. I get it. I get why Ogbonna's in there. So I'm okay with the back four when you consider Soufal is unavailable, so that's fine. The midfield, I think it looks a bit weak, and the attack, I think, looks
horrendous.
Well, no, I mean, Kudus is there. Listen, Ben Rama was a big part in European football last season. It's the Danny Ings thing. It's if he scores a couple of goals, we win. Happy days. Moyes gets it bang on, but I do think he's taking a bit of a gamble here.
Well, yes. Number one, it's a gamble. I think number two, a lot of pressure on Danny Ings. Danny Ings won't mind. Danny Ings would have absolutely wanted to start this game. However, he started against Baka Topola, no goals, and was poor. Started against Lincoln City, no goals, was poor, and missed a sitter, apparently. Don't know, didn't get to see it. But that's what we heard, we were led to believe anyway.
Have you not watched the highlights from that game?
I didn't even know they had any, to be fair.
He missed a sitter. To be fair, he does really well. He skins the defender. It's on his left foot, but there's no excuses for him shanking it as wide as he did.
So I mean, there is that. Obviously, he's had some fleeting substitute appearances, but he's not looked like scoring. So that's going to be a pretty bad thing. And I think when you look at the level of opposition, and I think the calibre of player Danny Ings is, if you were to say that you're going to start against Baka Topola, against Lincoln City, and you're going to start against Olympiacos, he would probably fancy himself to get a goal in those 3 games. I think it's quite important for him, his confidence and everything else. If he doesn't do that, you're probably not going to find too many other opportunities between now and the transfer window where he's going to get starts. I don't know. I'm disappointed. I would have liked to see Mabama. I think that's the thing there, really.
Nick's confirming Fabianski did travel. Thank you, Nick. So he must have picked up a knock. For those asking about Fabianski, he's not on the bench. We will get onto bench in just a second. And we'll get your thoughts on the starting 11 in 5 or 10 minutes as well. Yeah, I was a bit disheartened when the team came out, Gonzo. The first thing I did was look for the striker. Is it Bowen and Kudus? No, it's not. Frustrating. Okay, Kudus is there. I still think this is Kudus' best position from what I've seen of him at Ajax. I still think that right side is his best position. He's out there. He'll be cutting in. When I spoke to, forgot his name now, the Olympiacos fan. That's bad. I forgot his name. Anyway, forgive me.
Dave.
It definitely wasn't Dave. I think it was Carlos. I'm not.
That sounds good. Sounds
anyway.
Sounds a bit more exotic than Dave, doesn't it? No offense to any Daves.
He said their left back's crap, regardless of who they put in there. That's it. It's Costa. Thank you, Jamie. I knew it was a C, but I didn't think it was Carlos. But I knew it was a C. But anyway,
Dave Costa.
Yeah, Dave Costa. He was saying their left backs are weak spots, so I'm hoping that Kudus can take advantage of that. But I look at the midfield for now: Souček, Ward-Prowse. Do you know something? While you look at the lack of Alvarez and panic a little bit, or I did, but I'm thinking backwards to last season. And while we didn't have Ward-Prowse, if we did, and that was our midfield three in European football last season, I wouldn't have been that concerned. I mean, they'll manage okay. It's hard to know without knowing much about Olympiacos as to whether we're going to struggle in there or not. But I certainly don't like the idea of our midfield without Alvarez, and it'll be interesting to see who he's going to have sitting, whether it's Souček or Ward-Prowse. Both of them had a half at it each against Aston Villa, and neither of them did very well, truth be told. So,
yeah, it's a tricky one. Yeah, well, rightly so. Actually, I think it does look very slow. Our team as well, scratch record, obviously, but I hope Fornals. I know he doesn't have a long-term future with West Ham. I hope Fornals has a good game. I really do, and it'd be lovely for him to get a goal and an assist and really, really link well. But that's going to have to be a sort of cohesive unit. They have to be quite fluid, and for Danny Ings to get involved, it's going to be a really bad thing if we sit back and do they sit back and defend and just try and spring a few counter-attacks. It's not really going to suit Danny Ings. So let's hope that produces a little bit more possession. They're going to have to play some 1-2s in and around the box and hopefully try and get him involved. Because I do, it's not just about him scoring. I think if he has 3 or 4 shots during a game and hits the post and stuff like that, there's probably enough encouragement there. If he has, sometimes where your striker doesn't get fed the ball at all, if he has one of those games, it's going to be very, very disheartening, I think. Ultimately, it does the result doesn't massively matter to West Ham, but there's some individuals here who the game probably does matter to, but it's quite clear that Moyes is resting ahead of the Everton game.
Yeah, he is, but I'm just hope he's not rested too much. What I will say is, I'm just going to click on Dre's comment here. Hasn't Moyes gathered enough evidence for a case against Ings as a lone striker? I hope he proves me wrong. But this contradicts what he suggested on Sunday, which is we're building. Well, hang on a minute. What you're building with the 32-year-old striker that can't play in the lone striker. If you played Mubama and said, look, we're building, I'd say, okay, fair enough. That is, with progression in mind, that is a succession plan. But when you're reverting back to Ings in this type of game, I think it undoes your claim earlier on in the week, which is we're still building. I wasn't arsed by his building comment, as I commented on your video. It doesn't bother me. I think teams should always be building. I think Liverpool are building at the minute in midfield, but Klopp's been there forever. It's just the way he says it is a bit. Anyway, the bench for West Ham. Then we'll take a look at the Olympiacos 11. The Hammers bench is as follows: Anang, only one goalkeeper on the bench tonight, and that's Joseph Anang, as well as Ben Johnson, Aaron Creswell, Kurt Zuma, Michael Antonio, Lucas Paqueta, Maxwell Cornet. We've got Edson Alvarez, Jared Bowen, Nathan Gerd, and Devin Mubama as well. So a very, very strong bench.
Yeah, I think you're seeing Antonio against Everton, boys and girls. I think that's probably telling you that. But it is a very, very strong bench. I mean, I'm pleased Mubama's there. That's good. I'd really would like him to be involved. Look, I wouldn't argue if David Moyes was absolutely going for this and he played all the big guns. Now Alvarez was in there and everybody else and Gerd and Zuma. Honestly, I wouldn't argue. But the moment you start to tinker, then give a young lad a go. But just one would be lovely, And I think that's the annoying thing about it, really.
In the Olympiacos 11 is as followed, and again, apologies. I'll quote better pronouncing Jordan Pickford than I will pronouncing these names. In goal is Pashalakis. At the back, they've got Rodney, Porozo, Restos, Ortega. In midfield, they've got Kamara, Heze, and what the hell is... Oh, come on. Alexandropoulos. There you go. Alexandropoulos is in midfield as well. Potence on the right, Fortunis on the left, and El Kabi up front. And that's your Olympiacos 11. We move straight on to the bench, whose name...
I think that might be Alexandropoulos.
Well, there actually. You go. On the bench for the Olympiacos tonight, we've got... Zolakoulis, Papadouis. We've got Scarpa in the Nottingham Forest midfielder who's going over there. El Arabi, Marassi, Quinny, Masusaris, Yao Cavallo, Pep Biel, Jovetic, and Sol Balkin. There you go. Bad job done, but there you go.
Yeah.
As you can see now, the poll is live in the live chat. So can you please select whichever opinion closest reflects your opinion on West Ham's starting 11 this evening? I think that's going to be interesting when Charlie comes on. I think it's going to be more towards the bottom than the top for this one. So.
That's good. Get your votes in on the poll, boys and girls.
So the thing is, what I will say, Vicky's dad said here, is it him or is the bench looking strong and starting 11? It is. However, that was applicable last season as well.
Peter thinks you're fluent in Greek.
Yeah, I'm definitely not fluent in Greek. I struggle to pronounce. Well, it's the whole debate, isn't it? Gyros. What do you say?
Pardon? Gyro what?
Yeah, I went when we were at the music festival. One of the bands, while they were changing guitars and that, he's obviously got to say something to interrupt the crowd just for about 20 seconds. And he said, "Is it gyros or gyros?"
What are you talking about? Is what a gyros or gyros?
Never mind.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Never mind. Anyway,
it's been a gyro. I've had a few of them in my time.
Anyway, it's definitely not that. So anyway. Doesn't matter. Gonzo's not heard of it. We shall move on to the live chat in just a second. Start getting your thoughts ready about the West Ham starting 11. While you're doing that, myself and Gonzo are going to turn our attention to Bet365. We're going to compile a little bet. And should the bet win, one of you guys will win the money. Gonzo, what are you fancying in here?
It's such a mishmash. Let's be fair. Honestly, it's like he's thrown the names up in the air and they've just dropped him. Like, you know what? I'll go with that team, actually. It's so hard to predict. It really is. I think we're going to draw. I think we'll get a draw in this game, if that's going to mean anything at all. I think if we're looking for value in terms of who's going to score, we have to start trying to work out who is going to play all of the game. And I think it would probably be Kudus if you're looking for a goal there, because whether we're ahead, he'll probably stay on the pitch quite a long time. If we're chasing a game, Moyes will keep him on, so possibly a Kudus goal.
It's not bad odds, actually. Let's whack a little bit of that in. We'll go for what we're saying. Do you think we'll win?
I think we'll draw.
All right, so we'll go for a draw, or do you think? No, we'll do double chance. West Ham or a draw. We'll cover ourselves a little bit.
Dave. Sorry, Dave. I got some upset Daves. I am sorry. It's a very, I do like that. Dave is a very, very fine, upstanding name.
We'll put their striker in to have a shot on target. Is there anything else you fancy? Those are a bit slim. We need to beef it up a little bit here.
Oh, blimey.
Well,
if you want to really beef it up, give an Ogbon a goal. That'll do it for you.
Okay, right.
I'm rich.
We'll go with Gonzo's one. If this loses, you know who to blame. It's not me. I wouldn't have done this, but we're going to go for it. Where's Ogbon? Here he is. Crikey, that is definitely beefing the odds up. So Gonzo reckons Kudus and Ogbon is going to score, but we're not going to win. So this should be interesting. Anyway, here we go. If this bet wins,
it's a miracle.
400 quid. Two people will win £200 each. There you go. Two people will win £200 each if this bet wins. Kudus to score a goal, Ogbon to score a goal, West Ham not to lose, and El Kabi to have a shot on target, which is their striker.
Yeah, well, I think he's likely to. The phrase that pays, that's what we need. I think in homage to Dave Costa, I think we're going to say the bench cost a lot.
The bench cost a lot. Get that into the live chat and you're entered. And should the bet win, two people will win £200 cash tonight. Gonzo, how you feeling? You know the team. You've sunk in a little bit. How you feeling?
I don't know. Look, I mean, it's hard not to sort of ridicule and mock it in many respects, but he does have a good record. For as much as I'm looking at that team thinking, I don't like it. I don't like the team. As much as I think that David Moyes does have a good record of getting out of these group stages. And I think on this instance, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Look, if it gets to the end of the game and we've done crap, then don't get me wrong, it's all on him and he's sort of made a bit of a bad decision. But he's probably got some credit in the bank in terms of getting, well, not probably, he has got credit in the bank in terms of getting out of European group stages. So hopefully it'll work. I think my problem with a lot of it is Benrahma's out of form. When we've seen Fornals this season, he's out of form. Danny Ings, as I say, the games he started, he's not scored. He's not even threatened the opposition goal. Tilo Kehrer doesn't look great at fullback. It's quite hard to think that these players are going to be sort of either in form or chomping at the bit. And I think that's the point. I would totally understand it if we had a load of players starting now who'd been coming off the bench for the last 20 minutes of Premier League games and really absolutely demanding their place in the first team.
How can they do that when they don't come off the bench?
Don't ask me.
Fornals got 30 seconds on Sunday. What's he meant to do?
I don't know, mate. I'm just there trying to sell a peach jumper.
Right, before I say something, while you're watching this, please do subscribe if you're new to the Hammers Chat YouTube channel. For you to win the money, you have to be subscribed to the channel. You ain't subscribed. We're not giving someone 200 quid that hasn't subscribed to the channel. Please do drop a like on the video, regardless whether you're subscribed or not. It helps out this video, helps out the channel. Massively appreciate it. It's free. It takes you a couple of seconds. Thank you very much. The one thing I will say is David Moyes doesn't need to win tonight. He doesn't. That's enough. So that's a starting 11. Which suggests, and I agree with this, by the way, perhaps controversial, I agree with this, Sunday's more important than tonight. I think if you said to me you're going to draw one and win one, which way around? I say we'll have the draw tonight and we'll beat Everton on Sunday, please. 100%. So looking at this starting 11, I think that's a starting 11 that suggests David Moyes is prioritising Sunday well ahead of this one. I think when we played Freiburg, it was quite a strong side in Germany prior to the league game at the weekend. But tonight he's just eased off a little bit. These big guns on the bench, and he's not afraid to use them. We've seen it. We've seen this in European games. While he's slow at making subs, he's slow at making subs in the Premier League because he don't trust those on the bench. Tonight, he trusts the ones on the bench. He'll turn around. He's got Paqueta there. He's got Bowen there. He'll turn around and say, I can use them. Even Antonio, we might not like him, but Moyes trusts him. So if come the 68th minute mark and we're needing a goal, he will make changes on a Thursday night because actually the ones he's bringing on, he's got faith in. And if anything, he might be speedier because he's hooking the ones he's not perhaps keen on. So he will make subs tonight if he has to. Ideally for him, he doesn't have to make too many. And if he does make any, I mean, saying that, we could be 2-0 up. He'd probably still bring on Jared Bowen for 10, 15 minutes. He still does that. So
yeah.
It's risky for him, I think. I'm disappointed with do you know something? I'll say this. If Mubama was starting ahead of Ings, I think I'd be happy with the starting 11.
Yeah.
I think I would be. I say, look, fantastic opportunity. I get why Benrahma's starting. Kudus had to start. I might have preferred Alvarez in there, but I get it. Alvarez is important to the way that we play, maybe more so without Emerson on Sunday. We're already missing one of our key players. Possibly Soufal as well. We're already 2 players down. If he's then got a little bit nervous and thought I need to protect the rest of my starting 11, I completely understand. So, yeah, that one. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shame. And it's a shame from Mubama. I mean, I think fortunately he's young enough that he'll be fine. I think does Moyes think that Danny Ings is the best guy to lead the line in a single striker system for West Ham at the moment? I'm not sure he does, but it is probably easier for him to drop Mubama. We would be less disappointed than it is to drop Danny Ings. The moment he decides not to play Antonio, and also he's not going to start Jared Bowen, then he has a decision to make, and I think he'd have a very, very grumpy Danny Ings on his hands. But all I would say is after this, if it doesn't work tonight, and I hope it does, I hope we win. I really do. I hope we win, and I hope Danny Ings scores. Let me get that right. Because I think that's the best chance. Us winning, leading, and Danny Ings scoring is the best chance of us seeing Mubama, funny enough. Us struggling or not, you will probably see Mikel Antonio. But I do think if it doesn't work tonight, then it's that you can't, even if you're Danny Ings, you can't say, well, I haven't had a chance. You probably have, and you've played in the 3 easiest games as well. So it probably needs to work tonight for him.
All right, time to get your thoughts into the live chat about the West Ham starting 11. No score predictions. Do not put your score predictions into the live chat, please. Just your thoughts on the West Ham starting 11. Could be about a general sweeping statement. Could be about one player in particular, whatever. Adrian says, don't think Ings will be aware of what we put on here. Don't think. I completely agree with Adrian, by the way. Sometimes someone will say, oh, they make on it because people are not happy with Ings starting. Ings are now going to play crap. It's not the... I've never understood the correlation that people seem to link between people's comments and opinions versus the support for a player.
Oh, listen, we're all in trouble if they're in the dressing room watching this.
Just because someone thinks Ings shouldn't start doesn't mean they don't want Ings to do well. There, that's it for you. Justin says Alves is getting ready to piss off in the summer anyway.
He made of course he did the interview, didn't he? That's right.
Wayne said that lined up so random. I'm always wanting to beat myself on Fan Hub. Yeah, he's annoyed me with that one. Actually, I've lost my streak.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'll tell you what, that person when we did our preview commentary going, what's obvious what Moyes is going to do, who didn't reply. Well, I'm going to reply to him again and be like, did you know? I can't believe you didn't tell us things were starting up front. You could have prepared me for this, mate.
We could have done a bet. I never could have done a bet early. Would have been £200 for 3 people. Yeah.
Matt says, I like the team on paper. A lot of these guys need minutes. My main concern is that it's similar to the lineup against Lincoln, and we lacked a lot of cohesion in that game. Where is Cornet? He's on the bench. He is actually on the bench tonight. Mancunian says, crap. He's just giving people a run out and not actually fine-tuning for a different way of playing in the league. Same side Sunday from Villa.
It's a fair
he does do that. He does. That's what I said to you when we did the predict your Olympian team. I said we have to work backwards for the European games. Moyes will pick the players he wants to give minutes to, and then find a way of getting them into the starting 11. He doesn't think Thilo Kehrer is a good right back. He just needs to play Thilo Kehrer.
Yeah.
So in at right back he goes. RJ says Moyes is 13 and damn the rest. You'd think our new signing would complement our squad. They don't. They just replace the ones in 13. What is the point? This is going to catch up. Mark says, how many times are we saying this? If this doesn't work tonight, Moyes has got to find a new way, or he's got credit in the bank. It's you keep saying that.
Well, has he not? Has he not? I mean, I think he's qualified from the group stages. He has. I mean, that's what I was saying. I think he's got credit in the bank, qualified from the group stages, as I say. Maybe you think I can't find it the other way. I think he's done really well in the group stages.
Dan says, desperate for Fornals to have a good game this evening. He's so down in confidence, but can absolutely do more than he's currently showing.
I agree.
Marky says this will work if Ings plays as a striker. Balls through the middle, across in. If he's asked to play like Antonio. Well, that's what I was going to say. I think I forgot to say it because when Gonzo was talking about Ings, the problem with TSC was he was dropping deep and picking it up, and he was interchanging really well. The problem was he was getting the ball up and looking in the 18-yarder for Danny Ings was looking for Danny Ings. So I'm hoping, like Marky says, stay central and stay in the box. You're not Michail Antonio. Don't try and play like Michail Antonio. Just stay central. Christopher is disappointed with this lineup. Mubama must be thinking, surely it's not going to happen for me. It's really frustrating. Luke says, I just struggle to understand Moyes' logic. Would love to be a fly on the wall in the coaches' meetings about the roles people will play and why they're a good fit. Matthew says, concerned Emerson starts with Johnson and Creswell on the bench. Matthew, in case you don't know, sorry if I'm patronising you here, but Emerson's suspended for the game on Sunday, so that's probably why. I appreciate what he's probably saying, which is what you've been alluding to, which is, well, who's playing left back on Sunday? Let's get them some minutes. I think it'll be Thilo Kehrer left back on Sunday, and this is his
I would think so. It just does seem that way, doesn't it?
Assuming Soufal's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stephen's perfectly happy with the team. Alex says, I think Ings is going to look for link up and hopefully free up Kudus as our biggest threat. Corky says, glad Bowen is rested because he played a lot of football, but Danny doesn't fill him with much confidence. Tate says, too early in the group stage to put out a full B team just yet. We're not quite through. Josh says, give Paqueta some minutes before he ends up in the boat as Tonali.
Nice.
10 months for Tonali. Oof.
Yeah, was they 70 million? When it cost 70 million?
Yeah. Angelos says, Olympiacos fan here. If Moyes is serious about the game, it's 2-2 or even 3-2 West Ham. If he's not serious, this will be his second loss at their ground. He lost there with Man United for content. They lost 2-0. They lost 2-0.
Dave Costa said.
Pardon?
Dave Costa said that.
Yeah, Dave Costa said that. He did. He informed me that I think it was the video we did for their channel. Yeah, it was the video we did for their channel. He said they beat Man U 2-0, but they went over to Old Trafford and lost 3-0. So I was like, well, that wasn't much use then, was it?
So they went out.
It's a bit like I found a tenner, but then it blew away again. So really...
I've had a tenner but lost 15 quid. Yeah.
Nice one. Paul says, in all honesty, I think a draw is a decent result. But we want to finish top. We need the win. That's fair.
Yeah.
Christian says, if he's not going to give Mubama a chance, I'd rather see Kone. Still a decent player who's... do you know something? He's not the first person to say that. There's been a few people saying they'd prefer Kone. Here we go, actually, straight away. Gary, Mubama starting in that hostile environment is madness, lads.
A fair point.
Not saying Ings is the right pick, but Kone or Kudus up top would have made more sense than Mubama.
Do you know what? Can I just say here, and I do think that's a great point. And if I thought it was only that, and actually the reason he won't start Mubama in this game is because of that. But that's okay. He'll start when it's a less hostile atmosphere. It'll be fine. But I think you're right, but I don't think that's what Moyes is thinking.
I completely agree with Gonzo just said. Connor says Kudus to be lively. He's on the cusp of the first 11 in a big game tonight. Should see replace someone in the first team. Phil reckons Moyes has picked the team out of a hat.
That's right.
Nick says the only positive is seeing where the rest of the squad are. Hopefully Ben Rama can get some form and threaten for a place in the league. Linda, we don't know where Fabianski is. He's travelled, but he's not on the bench, so we have to assume he's injured. Otherwise, he would start tonight. It's not.
I think so.
Green Street Elite says, I'm back in Ings tonight. It needs to play well and grab a goal or two.
Definitely.
Roy says, not the best lineup it could have been. It's a bit like a second 11. Give Mubama minutes. You can't do any worse than Danny Ings. Justin also wanted to see Kone. Lass says, I'm fearful Moyes have underestimated Olympiacos with that lineup. Would love to see our Euro record continuing. It could end tonight.
I hope not. I really hope not. It's been a very, very good, excellent, brilliant group qualifying. I'd like to keep the record. I really would, and that's not just it. It was he's talking about the 17 games or whatever it was, but then we found out Man United had done 20. It'd be really nice to get that record, and that's what I mean by credit.
I never heard about Man U. Man U actually done longer.
Oh, right.
So how have all these reputable...
Everyone ran it. BBC ran it. I thought it was good. I did a video about it. But then it turns out I think that Man U had done 20 games, apparently. So I heard.
I've not seen that one.
Well, that's what I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But we should be really good. And it's look. Do records mean anything? Not really, but we don't have many at West Ham, do we? So it's nice to be nice to keep the one we do have.
We've got the record for the second largest screen in Europe.
Oh, that's a whopper. I mean, I don't play any replays on it very much, but it's lovely. Well, you get to see the advert for the solicitors. Paul Robinson Solicitors. Wonder if they give us any money for that. Paul Robinson Solicitors.
No, I've tried to.
Have you?
I haven't sent them an email or anything, but I thought, how do you promote that? Hey, are you going through a divorce? We've got just the man for you. Give Paul Robinson a call.
Right. That's right. Do you want to sue your neighbour over a boundary or a dodgy bush?
Well, there's Manscaped for the dodgy bush, and there's Paul Robinson for the suing.
Can I just say, Mark, can you email me, please? I want to get this off in the post.
This is a great comment from Hammerboy08. Says, eventually Ings will score. And Moyes will feel justified that he's been correct the whole time. It's right.
He'll never let it go. I like that. He'll never let it go. Told you.
Peter's asking the show sponsored by Pink. It's not sponsored by anyone. It's not sponsored by Paul Robinson Solicitors. It's not sponsored by Manscaped. It's not sponsored by anyone. If someone wants to send us £50, we'll put their name up on the screen for the rest of the video. It can be sponsored by that person.
Otherwise, you're dealing with line caught salmon t-shirts and jumpers.
Yeah. So if I was going to say Fred Perry's watching, I'm wearing Fred Perry's salmon version. So we're open to anything, but if you want to help us out, you can download Fan Hub and put up a post earlier. Click the link, download the app.
We're not open to anything. Just to be clear, we're not open to anything.
Gonzo's not. I am.
Well, if you're £60, that's different.
Dean says, seen the lineup when it was announced. I'm surprised he made so many changes, to be honest. 7, is it? He must be confident that we can win with that team, but I feel a bit so-so about this. I mean, arguably, we're sort of fortunate that Emerson suspended on Sunday, or you might find he was also...
It could be worse.
And Ariola's only playing because Fabianski's injured, so...
Yeah.
Here we go. Luke says, Moyes was just interviewed. How much are the changes because of performance? How much is resting? His answer was, it's more to do with resting players, which is a massive vote of confidence for the players starting tonight. There you go. You're only playing because I want to give Jared a rest, but in you go.
That's right. Yeah. So, David, big faith in Danny Ings tonight. Not really. I just want to give everyone else a rest. Yeah. He's unlikely to score.
He's not much of a schmoozer, is he?
No.
Do you reckon we just schmoozed Paul Robinson's solicitors in the last 10 minutes?
Is he in the chat? Is he in the chat? All right, Paul.
It'd be the only time I want to get an email from a solicitor.
Is the email's fine? It's the letter you want to worry about.
Yeah, I know someone who's been dealing with solicitor recently, and they got the bill, they paid the bill, and they emailed them to say they paid the bill, and then they got another invoice because they read the email that he sent to say he paid the bill.
Yeah.
What a scam!
I know. To be fair, I've been watching Suits, as you know. I'm ready to represent myself, quite frankly.
Yeah, you got a bit of Spencer about you. You ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I'm just incredible. Says Mubama's literally just turned 19. The fact that people think he's kicking off about not being selected is ridiculous. He will get there.
The truth of the matter is, no, to be fair, we don't know. There is an assumption that Mubama is unhappy, unless we are Mubama, which we're not. He's probably not got that. Got as good a dress sense as we got, Geo. To be fair, so we're clearly not him. But there is an assumption that he's cross. He might. That is a fair point. He might not be cross. He might be relatively happy. But you have to think eventually he's going to get frustrated with not getting a chance.
I think the one thing I will say is we've got two things here for me. One. Well, there's three. One, Bama's contract's coming to an end. Now, I believe the club have got an option to extend it by a further year, so they can go like that and he's here till next summer 24. But that gives us 18 months to get him tied down. You've got to give him something to make him want to sign. Two, there's been other youngsters that have left despite us trying to keep them. Now, have they gone on to achieve something? No, but that's not my point. My point is they've left. Whether it be Sonny Perkins, whether it be Harrison Ashby, they've left. There's one or two gone up to Manchester City recently. Younger ones, the 16, 17, 15-year-olds even are going up to Man City. So the youngsters at the minute, or some of them are being poached from our club. Thirdly, if he looks at David Moyes so far at West Ham, there's no evidence that he will bring through a youngster. So it's not like you can say, well, those two made it. Forget Perkins, forget Ashby. They aren't going to make it anyway. Here's your evidence that these boys have made it, so you can do that. There's no evidence of that. So that's where my worries come from, truth be told. And then sort of confirmation bias, maybe when I spoke to Anton Ferdinand about it and said, when he was a youngster, how did he feel? And he said, well, when you're first included in and around the first team, it's very exciting. You know, he remembers coming into Upton Park, carrying his boots, and Trevor Sinclair was like, what are you doing? Why you got your boots? And Anton was like, well, mine's not in the boot room yet. So Sinclair thought it was funny because obviously Trevor's is in the boots cleaned for him. He puts his on, goes out and plays, leaves them on the change room, goes home. But Anton said eventually the buzz wears off.
Sure.
That buzz of being in the change room around the first team, that buzz of travelling to away games with not being on the bench, it's gone. Then you want on the bench, you get on the bench, then that buzz goes. Then you get to the point where you're like, I want to play now. That novelty is gone. It's gone now. But Bama's been in around the first team for quite some time now, which is the one thing which only he has had. No other youngsters had this, which Moyes hasn't taken all his scars away with him all the time. He's done it with Mubama. So Mubama is getting special treatment from David Moyes though. Anyway, let me just grab some more comments. Matt says from the lineup, it looks like Canusa's number 10 role. Fanal's on the wing.
I did wonder that. Could
be. I don't. Who's going to play on the right though?
Fornell's on the right. When I first saw it, I thought, I wonder if it's that. I'm not saying it is, but I did wonder it.
No, I'm saying Caduce on the right, and then Fanal's in the middle with Suchek and James.
That is the most likely one.
Artel says no Ben Johnson is disappointing.
Well, he clearly doesn't plan to use him against Everton or any other time.
He has been injured, but
if he's going to play against Everton, it'd be in tonight.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's keep going. People now offering us. I mean, Charlie's kind of offering to put us in touch with someone promoting a sex game on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah, sex game.
Listen, that is absolutely disgusting. We would not remotely consider doing anything like that. It would have to be on TikTok.
See, what's sex game? I don't know.
Wouldn't know any.
Karma Sutra. Lads, get your cards. I tried position 36 last night. Done my hammy, but
too old for all that. Yeah.
I've been Antonio'd. I'm out.
Absolutely.
Gary said there's absolutely no pace in that team.
That's right. Absolutely right.
Stephen says Fabianski's ill. That's why he's not featuring tonight. That's why. Thank you very much. He's joined Fan Hub.
Thank you.
I did put up a community post earlier. Go find it if you can. There'll be another couple of videos where myself and Gonzo promote it. If you can download it, it's free to download. It's free to sign up. It is actually a good app. You predict the 11, you check into stadiums and stuff, and you get rewarded for being a fan of your team or knowing your team. That's what you get rewarded for. But on the community post, reply with the username. I am following all of you back on there as well, so I can see how you are all getting on. I might have a quick look and see if anyone got 11 out of 11, but I'm going to assume they didn't. But if you did, put it in the live chat, and I will check first.
And to be fair, it will really help us out. Because, well, quite frankly, we'll get some money. And it will stop us having to do that sex thing.
No, because people won't download it.
We'll do that. If we get 1 million downloads, we'll do the sex thing anyway.
Honestly, our subscribers will not download that app, so we have to go get the sex game and go on then, lads. Promote this then. Let's see how you do it. Are you fed up of missionary?
I'm wearing this because it's sort of flesh coloured anyway.
Yeah. Are you fed up of missionary? Do you know your downward dog from your doggy? Then you need to get this sex game.
I tell you what, Mark, you need to get in touch, mate. Otherwise, it's going to be used the way this is going. It's new in box at the moment.
Rob says, "Let's have it right. We need a result tonight."
That's not exactly what he said.
I'm scrolling. Everyone's now talking about soggy biscuit. For God's sake, I'm not. Gonzo, do not put your biscuits down. There's no soggy biscuit here. That's just an out-of-date biscuit.
Discontinued. Can't get these anymore. Like ricicles. Don't get me started. You have to go onto our naked Patreon podcast to find out about the ricicle rant.
Amar says Podence has a good record against us.
Yeah.
He might do. I'm just going to trust Amar. I might go look it up just to make sure that
he's fast, isn't he? He's fast. We know that much.
He is. Anyway, Gonzo, can you click the buttons a second? Are you able to click the live chat?
I can. I can. Hold on, that's the wrong one. Don't want to click that one.
Right. Wait, that's wait, hang on, Redhead. That was the joke. The difference between downward dog and doggy. That was the joke. Do you know the difference? Never mind.
No. Anyway, let's get something serious. Henry looks amazingly like Lucas Paquetá. It's uncanny. I cannot believe it.
Wait, hang on, Gonzo, hang on. I don't want you reading out these ones. Everyone get your score predictions into the live chat now. Gonzo's going to read them all out. Nice one.
I'm going to read all the score predictions out.
Yeah. Good luck.
Might be. I'm waiting. We're on a little bit of a lag here. They're all going to pop up.
Wait till 50 come at once. Yeah, have fun.
They're going to come. Yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Jack Stocker says 4-0. Thank you very much indeed, Jack. Ricky's dad, who's already featured today, says 2-2. Josh Pointing says 3-1. Oh, Marsh says we're going to lose. We're going to lose 3-1. Surely not. Chris Carson says 2-1. We've got a 1-1 as well. Kansas Storm 2-3. Does that mean we're winning? That means we're winning, right? Okay, yeah. This is really important because if we need to know we're away from home. Kansas is saying we're winning. That's why the 3 is at the end. Artel, he's also good uniformity from Artel then. What's this? This looks a bit. Oh! That's very prophetic there from Alan. 3-3 is the Ings hat trick. 3-1 to West Ham, says Alan. Rob Makaluski says 3-1 to the Mighty Hammers. 2-1 says Chris. Oh,
hang on a minute. You're crap. You're missing half the chat.
Oh, go on.
No, because I do every week and click pretty much every single one for the first 50. You're just skipping them all. Anyway.
Well, they go so quickly, Gio. How'd you do it? How'd you manage it?
I've got to call out a commenter, which is, I feel bad, but I'm going to do it. You ready?
Come on. Yeah, please.
This is a lie. I've got his record. I've got Pudence's record. Pudence has played West Ham 5 times, won twice and lost 3 times. He scored 1 goal and got 1 assist.
Oh, it's
not too. It's not bad, I guess. 1 goal, 1 assist in 5, but I wouldn't describe it as a good record.
This is my favourite post. So Granny Ding's hat trick. Very, very good. Mavropanos header 3-1 win to the Irons. That's Keith. Thank you very much. We'll get through this group. He's not worried, but it's not a score prediction. 2-1. Podence, Mavropanos, and Kudus to score with a. That's the kind of detail that I very much like. There's Luke there. He's predicting a 3-1 win. We have got a 4-1 win from Bill. 5-2 for West Ham, says Sean. 2-1 loss, sadly. It's sad. We a sad loss there, as Phil is saying. And Xander says he thinks we'll win it.
Anyway, plenty of West Ham wins going in the live chat. There was confident. It was a confident live chat. It wasn't overly confident on Sunday. People were going for 2-2, really. Before we get Charlie on, Gonzo, what's your score prediction? You said 2-1 in the preview.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go with 2-2 now because of the Ogbonna and whoever else I said scoring. Caduce, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with 1-1 just because I'm a stubborn bugger. I think when I spoke to Costa, he gave me confidence that we could score. He said they're not particularly great at set pieces, but he was very confident they were going to grab 1 or 2 goals as well. So that gives me a little bit of a worry. So a point is good tonight. Listen, a point is good. 7 points after 3 games, and 3 winnable games coming up for the remainder of fixtures. We're in a really good position, and if we can get through this one with the likes of Bowen and Bucheta playing a maximum of half an hour as well, I think it's job done for Moyes. Like, what we want as fans is different to what Moyes wants as a manager. Of course, he wants to win, but I think his priority is keeping some fresh and not losing tonight, and I think he'll be happy. Right, it's time for Bevo.
Hello, you all right?
Not got the memo about the attire. I see.
The worst thing is, I actually went and looked for my top, which is that exact same colour.
It was in the wash.
It's on the washing up line, yeah. It's drying at the moment, and I didn't want to sit here in a damp t-shirt, so instead I've gone for just white, which is the white and red, which is the closest I could get. Combine them, and we're probably somewhere in the ballpark.
I think you're right. If you blended them together, yeah. What's the poll doing, Charlie? They're happy. Everyone's happy, right?
No. We asked how you felt about the starting 11. 7% of people said they were very unhappy. 9% of people said they were very happy. I'm waiting for the poll back to load now because it's gone away for some reason. Gonzo, I'm having a problem with you where you were like, oh, the chat moves so fast. It's disappeared for me. Where's it gone? There we go. 40% said it's poor and 44% said it's fine. So big middle vibes. Big middle vibes there.
I am a fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine as well. I understand. I understand fully why the lineup is the way the lineup is. It's as rotated as it can get. Just is what it is,
Anyway,
from it, but what can you do?
I'll be honest with you. My tea is ready.
What you got?
Smell it.
What you got?
I don't. Wedges with something, but it's like topped wedges. So wedges with barbecue chicken thighs or something on top.
Soggy biscuits.
Gonzo for Charlie doesn't even react to you. That's how disappointed he is in you. He didn't even react.
Nothing.
I'll be honest with you. Didn't even hear.
He said I'm having a soggy biscuit for my tea.
With the wedges?
Okay.
Not a complete animal, am I, for goodness sake?
No, but if you were, I'd film you to a lamppost. Anyway.
You would.
Anyway, me and Gonzo are going to disappear now. We'll leave you in hands with Charlie. Charlie, I'll see you at half time.
Okay, I shall see you then. Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you all for joining. How are we all? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. It's a lovely, exciting European match, isn't it, everyone? I get very excited about European matches every single time. And this one, even though the formation and the lineup, I should say, more than formation, is like, it is what it is. I'm still very excited just because we get to play in Europe away, Olympiacos. This is a proper European fixture, it feels like, in a lot of ways, This is the sort of stuff that you would see, I don't know, when I was younger watching, say, Arsenal play away or Manchester United play away in the Champions League and just get, like, beaten 1-0. It's that kind of vibe, and that's what I'm here for today. Not a 1-0 loss, obviously. I'd much prefer something else, but that kind of European vibe. However, let's start on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result? While you do that, we will run through the teams once more. They are currently running across the bottom of your screen. However, let's have a little closer look, shall we? West Ham lineup as such. Areola starts in goal with Kera, Mavropanos, Ogbonna and Emerson in defence. A midfield of James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček, with Said Benrahma, Mohamed Kudus, and Pablo Fornals behind Danny Ings. Now, my gut says Fornals will probably be central, almost playing as part of this, playing as a sort of a 4. If we're going to keep the 4-1-4-1 formation, or even if it's a 4-3-3 type thing, I suspect Fornals will be in the center and Kudus will be playing on the right. That's my gut anyway. That's my gut. It could very much be a situation where, you know, either Fornals or Benrahma are shunted out into the right wing. But realistically, that's not really... I mean, it's neither of their strongest positions, and so I would suspect that would be the way it would work out, as opposed to Fornals being on the wing. However, outside of that, like I say, it's not exactly the 11 I would pick, but realistically, it's what I would expect. It's a full rotation. Outside of Fabianski not being fit, I would assume, given the fact he's not on the bench, outside of the fact Emerson would probably be rotated out if he wasn't banned for next week's game, or for the weekend's game, I should say. It's essentially a full rotation, right? It's not super inspiring. I don't expect much from it, if we're being real about it. I really don't expect much from it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. The bench being Annan, Cresswell, Johnson, Zuma, Aged, Alvarez, Cornet, Paquetá, Bowen, Antonio, and Mubama. And hey, we've got a strong bench. If we need to, we can dip into that strong bench, and it's likely for it to happen. It's likely for it to happen. Let's have a look at some of these numbers though. Trouty saying 5, 8, 5, 4, 8. 8 from Dean. I was gonna say the bingo thing, but I think I'm gonna back down on that. Big Rob. I assume this feels like something Gonzo would either know or love to know. This feels like something Gonzo would either know or love to know. I personally love him either way. 5, 7. Good to see Dan, a big fat European 69. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 7. So there's lots of sort of, you know, bits and pieces. I did go and find it. I did specifically... Oh, my colours just changed. I did specifically go and find it, Tom. I did go out there and do it. Stephen Kent saying 8, whereas Toby Adams saying 3. It's sort of on the sort of... We're talking middle ground, but maybe slightly higher than the middle ground. I would say the averages you're looking at somewhere in the high 6 category. You know, if you're looking at the mean, potentially. The Hammers Way is saying Olympiacos is one of the hardest away days in Europe, but I think 3-1. We will, of course, be getting on to score lines fully in a second. The Olympiacos lineup, which I will attempt and no doubt butcher. In goal, they have Pashalakis. They have Rodney, Restos, Porozo, and Ortega at the back. They have a midfield of Alexandropoulos, Kamara and Heze, with Podence on one side, Fortunis on the other, and Al-Kabai up front. I feel like I know this guy. I don't know why. I feel like I recognise the name. We obviously know Daniel Podence, used to play for Wolves, moved to Olympiacos in the summer when Gary O'Neill decided that actually he wasn't vibing Daniel Podence. He said I think he said something like their goals weren't aligned, I think is the way he worded it. Basically, I think he was like, we're going to have a tough season here. We need people who are actually going to give their whole. And I don't think he felt like we're. Outside of that, I can't say I know too much about any of the players. I've heard of Rodney as well. I feel like potentially they're right back. But we'll see what happens. Their bench, which is running across the bottom of the screen now. Again, I'll give it one shot. Zolakis. Bless me twice. Zalakis. Papadoudis, Kini, Scarpa, Varasai, Masouras, João Carvalho, Pep Biel, Solbakken, El Arab, and Jovetic. The ones I know from there. Scarpa played for Nottingham Forest last season, didn't really do much, but apparently he loved skateboarding. That's the vibe. And then Stefan Jovetic. Former Manchester City striker Stefan Jovetic. Played in many other places. I'll be honest with you, the Manchester City is probably one of his lesser known ones, if we're being honest about it. But yeah, it's definitely one. CC coming in with Villa fan here, just popping on to wish you best luck. I think you're going to smash it. Well, thank you, Cece. That's very kind of you to say. It's very kind of you to say. Of course, fans of all clubs are welcome here, as they are on the Discord. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, I would highly recommend checking it out. There are definitely ways you can do it. Scroll down into the link in the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, it's lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, completely free to join. Fans of all clubs are welcome. However, more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. Let's get on to sub bingo, shall we? Let's get on to sub bingo, shall we? Where's the button I'm looking for? Here is the bench. And Johnson, Crespo, Zuma again, Alvarez, Paquetá, Cornet, Bowen, Antonio, Mubama. You don't have to say which one of these players you would be including in this. All that matters is the time. However, if you want to go for that cheeky little bonus points, add a bit of sauce to the situation, then you can. I'm going to go 69 as per usual. You know how these things work. And I will say... I don't know. Because I would feel like he would want to get Souček, Ward-Prowse off for fitness reasons. I would assume he'd want to get them off. But realistically, there's no one to come on. You're putting Alvarez on. So maybe you see Alvarez come on later towards the end of the game. But I can't see that as a first sub-style thing. I'm going to say Cornet, you know. I'm going to say Maxwell Cornet for... No, I'm going to say Mubama. Screw it, I'm saying Mubama. I'm back in the beef. Mubama is getting game time, ladies and gentlemen. Mubama is going to get subbed on in the 69th minutes for Pablo Fornals, let's say. That's what's going to happen. That's the decision. I've made it. We're moving on. That's where we're going with it. I think it makes sense, Chris, when you look at it as just a full rotation, essentially. Because that's what it is, right? You look at the 11, you're talking outside of Fabianski, who has disappeared, seemingly injured, I would assume. Outside of that, it's a full rotation. Different right back, different centre backs, different left back, technically, to what we're going to have to play at the weekend because Emerson is suspended. Souček and Ward-Prowse, we literally don't have any of options for rotating in that area. Fornals, different left winger, different number 10, different right winger, different striker. It's just the next step down. Whatever the second choice is in every single one of our positions, that's what we're playing today, essentially. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a case of let's try and win this game. I think that's the entire vibe, is my opinion. That's probably that's the thought process. And when you think about it like that, it's fine, isn't it? It's fine. I wouldn't play it myself, but you know, it is what it is. Good to see you, Budge. How are you, sir? If you haven't subscribed to Green Street Elite, do so. Budgie doing big things with CD at the moment over there, so I would highly recommend going checking it out. I'm looking for a 3-0 win tonight. Ariola 90th minute header from a James Ward-Prowse corner. Bold prediction, Budge. I love the idea, though, that we're 2-0 up in the 90th minute and we're still putting Ariola forward. Go for it, mate. Get a goal. I would respect it. You know, it feels like something that could only go wrong, but I would definitely respect it. Apparently, he's good. Is he good on FM? Played FM. I should know these things. I've never heard of him. I watch FM video. I watch FM YouTubers. I watch Embreezy. I watch Embreezy on Twitch. Everyone should check out. What a lad. I watch, you know, Dr. Benji and Zealand and Workspace. And I watch your FM YouTubers, right? I play FM, and yeah, no clue. I'm disappointed in myself there. I'm disappointed in myself. Let's have a look at some of these sub-mega, shall we? So we're just over 11 minutes away from kickoff. We have got... I saw it a second ago. There we go. 72 minutes, Cornet and Mubama. 80 minutes. 58 minutes, Ings for Mubama. Antonio for Ings, half time. 58 minutes, Mubama, says Tom. Jeff, I think Ginter has more chance of growing his hair back than scoring a goal. I can't act like I'm expecting anything from the game specifically because of what you're alluding to there, if we're being honest. Not the hair situation, the goal scoring situation. 45 Cornet for Souček, 46 Mubama for Ings, 58 Cornet on for Ben Rama. The time they actually come on, Paul. Time they actually come on. We could predicting the other. At some point, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do a Predict how long they will stand on. Not when they stand on the touchline. Just what's the time period it will take. Maybe we should do that at some point. Fireworks being is another good one. We might have to do that when the game starts, potentially. Potentially, we might have to revisit that. It's quite a strong idea, actually. Benny is always Benny. Benny is always Benny who gets subbed off probably in the 70th minute for Cornet. Yeah. Could this work well with Ings? I hope so, Irons Lady. I hope so. Yeah, I think that's what's happened because people in the live chat were saying that he travelled as well. So I can only assume that it's either a knock or illness. So that makes sense. That makes sense because obviously if he's travelled, then there's no reason he wouldn't be on the bench unless it was illness or injury, right? Because there's no point. And if it's an injury, we would know if it was something major. Probably it's probably just a knock either way. So illness makes sense. Kudos, a 13th minute top left corner would be a beautiful thing, right? It would be a beautiful thing. 62 minutes, Pakata and Bowen off for Benny and Souček. He says losing tonight. David says, yeah, it's a shame the next 3 we shouldn't lose because we could set up a huge unbeaten in European total. The weak team tonight puts that at risk. Yeah. I think there's certainly some level of cheers, Chris. There's certainly some level of stress. Are you actually, Steve? Are you there? If you are, huge. First of all, good to see you as per usual, my friend. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good. Secondly, are you there? Because if so, massive, mate. Absolutely massive. Very exciting stuff. Very, very exciting stuff. Yeah, I think there's certainly some level of concern about losing today. There's quite a few people thinking that. I can't act like I'm super concerned about losing. And in fact, do you know what? No, we'll do score predictions. We'll do score predictions in a couple of minutes. So start to brew those final score predictions, people who haven't already. I feel like I'm not too concerned about us losing necessarily. I'm concerned about us winning. I don't know exactly where our goals come from. With Danny Ings starting, that's always the problem. I understand why Danny Ings is starting today. Again, you're just the second choice of every single position is starting today. Danny Ings, you just can't not play him, unfortunately. It's an annoying fact, but when you have someone who's on, a 6-figure salary, 100k plus, the idea that you just leave him on the bench because he's not very good when you want to sell him, it makes it very difficult. We need to get rid of him, and we can't really buy someone else until he's gone. We can't really give Mubama game time while he's here because he needs to play. It's just such a stupid situation. But all of that context aside, when you look at it purely as a thing, purely on the pitch, purely on what's going to happen on the pitch, I can't see us scoring many when he's there, just because he's so strongly the antithesis of the style of football we play. It just does not add up whatsoever. We've seen it time and time again. If he has another striker alongside him, then potentially you see something. The one time this season I've seen something from him was when we brought on Antonio and he continued to play, and I was like, oh, there's something here. Necessarily, I thought anyone else could, well, not anyone else, but a couple of people could have played in his role and done the same thing. But at least there was something there. Tonight, I just don't see it happening. We don't really have that. One of the things I will say about talking about scoring, actually getting goals, is I'm really excited to see, not really excited, but I'm happy to see Kudus and James Ward-Prowse playing together, specifically because the way Kudus plays, we're going to win free kicks. We just are. He picks up the ball. He likes to drift centrally. He either picks up the ball and drifts centrally, or ideally for him, he likes to pick up the ball when he's already quite central off the right wing. He's going to turn and run at people in those tight areas, where if James Ward-Prowse gets a free kick, he's significantly more likely to score. Something we don't see enough in the Premier League football is us getting situations, us getting free kicks in those sort of areas, and he is someone who is going to win it. Every single time he's played, I've looked at it and gone, oof, there he is. Here he is running into those areas. And so the fact that him and James Ward-Prowse specifically are on at the same time is giving me hope that we might finally get a James Ward-Prowse big boy banger into the top corner. Oh, my stomach was very disagreeing. It was very disagreeing with me as I said that. Big boy banger. Good to see you, Richard. I hope you are. I hope you're good. Having said that, we are just over 5 minutes away from kickoff, so screw it. At this point, let's get those final score predictions in, ladies and gentlemen. We've spoken about the teams. We've spoken about the lineups. We've spoken about the subs. We've spoken about potential situations. We've even spoken about one of the players being sick. We've spoken about it all. But at this point, it's time to lock in. Oh, those score predictions. Let's lock those in. Get them in. Get them in. But yeah, I agree with Mark here. Didn't expect the lineup to struggle for goals, methinks. Yeah, I don't suspect it'll be a goal. I'm going to say 1-1. I would take a draw at this point. I would take a draw at this point. I can't see a situation. It depends. If we absolutely blitz them, but it ends up being like a 1-1, then maybe I'll feel differently. But if we can get a draw away to Olympiacos with a second string side, I will take that. I would take that. I wouldn't like that. I want to see us win every single game, and I want to see us qualify at top of this group as soon as humanly possible. Mainly because then Ribama will actually get some game time in the last group game. But I would love to see us win this group as soon as humanly possible. But a draw away to Olympiacos is far from a bad result for me, especially with the second string team we've got out. So I'm going to say 1-1, and I probably would take that at this point. But we'll see. Maybe we come out and we're absolutely killing the game. Bless me again. Apparently I've started sneezing now out of nowhere. What's the problem? If I was an Olympiacos fan, I would... The thing is, from an Olympiacos perspective, it's a good question, Chris, because from an Olympiacos perspective, right? Now, I'm assuming they're playing their strongest team. I don't know. A lot of the players seem to be a lot of players I've seen them playing recently when I had a brief look through the starting 11s they've had recently, but being realistic about it, I don't know properly. So I'm just going to assume it's their starting 11. I would have some level of confidence, right? You've got Kera and Emerson, both who are players who really like to commit going forward. You've got a potential change in formation from a 4-1-4-1 to a 4-2-3-1, probably more similar to how we played against Bournemouth, I would suspect, given the fact we had Ward-Prowse and Souček in that game. I feel like... I think we had Ward-Prowse and Souček in that game, I think. I would probably have some level of confidence. I think you've got someone like Daniel Podence, for example, who's quick, who's direct, who can cause problems. He's going to be getting probably space and time, given the fact that, like I said, no matter what side he's playing on, both of our fullbacks like to commit heavily going forward, and neither are exceptional at going back. I think Emerson's got a lot better this year. Kera, I'm still much. We'll see. Maybe Mavropanos is playing on the right. I doubt it, but maybe. So I think there must be some confidence levels from them, right? There must be. It's a great question. I never really think about it. I wouldn't say due a performance, but I would say due a free kick. You know what I mean? I don't think due a performance necessarily. I think he's been really good for us. I've been super happy with him, but certainly due a free kick. Debbie says he's from Indonesia. Good to see you, Debbie. I hope you're well. I think Dings is going to bag a couple tonight. Feeling it in my waters, says Joe. I hope your waters are correct. I hope they are correct. I'm worried about our midfield without Alvarez. Keith, you and me too, bud. You and me too. That's the other thing I would say from an Olympiacos perspective is without Alvarez, much weaker side. Much weaker side. Let's scroll down to where we find these. 1-1 says Mark K. 3-0 Irons. 4-3 West Ham. 2-2 says Daniel. 2-1 Hammers says Chris. 2-2 Leanne. Right, Leanne. Sorry, my brain really wanted to say Leon there. It was screaming at me saying Leon. So I apologize. My brain broke a little bit. 2-2, 3-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-0, 3-1, 3-1. Rocks dude. Thank you very much. 2-0, 1-1, 2-2, 3-1. Massive result, says Joe. 2-2, 5-0 to the Hammers, says Hayar. 4-1, 4-2, 2-1 with James Ward and Prowse getting the goals. 3-1. Realistically, we should beat them. 3-0, says Lukeman. Very bold of you to say, Lukeman. A green white says, let's go West Ham. Kudus Benny to score. I hope you never get wet on the cross. Charlie put cotton in it. Yeah, maybe that's where I've got this sniffles from. You know, been stood out in the rain all day. Maybe that's what it is. Haven't for context. But you know, That's maybe the vibe. That's maybe where it's come from. Who knows? Nah. Well, maybe, but nah. I don't feel bad. I just sneezing. You know. We'll see. Sean James, thank you very much for the $2, my friend. It's full-time fun. Massively appreciate it. Helps us out a huge amount on the channel. Kudos to Ogbonna 1, Thomas 1, and a penalty by Ings. Bold shot. Your name will be going up in the top corner in just a moment. Judas, my trustworthy friend. How are you, sir? How are you? We are kicking off in Greece in just a few moments' time, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Europa League. It's Olympiacos versus the mighty Hammers. West Ham. We're going to have, I believe, either a minute's silence or a minute's applause, maybe. I'm not sure. Although, actually, no, we're not. It's fine. I thought we were because the Olympiacos players were gathering in a specific way, but they're just having a little team huddle. You'd have to see it. Bit of vibes, you know. I will, of course, be ever so slightly behind you, given the way these things work. I'm watching on the BT Sport. Well, I'm watching on Discovery Plus. But for some reason, they don't have the technology for it to be the same time as television. I don't know why. So I will necessarily be slightly behind you, but the second it happens, I will be click and play up here on the timer, so you know exactly how far behind you I am. I will be here in just a few seconds' time for kickoff as the teams get ready one last time. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, there are definitely ways you can do it. Scroll down, there's a link in the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord, Loving Ham's Chat, West Ham Community. Fans of all clubs are welcome, but more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, West Ham versus Olympiacos in the Europa League. About to happen. Whistle to the lips of the ref. And there we go. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things indeed. West Ham kick off. Instantly lofted ball through to Souček does not work. You love to see it. Oh, big collision there with Kudus and stuff. Right, so things we're looking for instantaneously. Where's Pablo Fornals playing? Where's Ben Rama playing? Where's Kudus playing? Kudus seems very far out on the right-hand side right now, so I would suspect there he's playing there. Fornals and Ben Rama, maybe a switching? We'll see. Olympiacos got a corner instantaneously. Cross in, deflects off Emerson, and it's going to be a corner. Oh, Stu. How are you, sir? Hope you are. In comes the corner, big boot to the back. There, number 45 heads it high and wide. Stu, I hope you're well, sir. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Disabled team. Stu's an excellent lad. Stu's an excellent lad. That's what I'm talking about, Bridge. Come on. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Of course, a lot of people probably at work still watching this game. I love these time kickoffs for the Europa games, but I understand I'm fortunate in that sense, and a lot of people will still be at work. So if somehow you hear this and you're at work, I'm sorry. Kudus looking to bend it over the top four. Ben Rama, who nice little flick backwards there, although he does get offside. I don't know if it was on the first time he collected it or the second, but he was offside. So Ben Rama seems to be more central tonight than Pablo Fornals. I think that is what's happened. I think we're seeing Ben Rama in the 10 position. Pablo Fornals on the left. Kudus is definitely on the right. Which is interesting. We'll see if that's the way it ends up playing out long term. I wouldn't necessarily be against it. It wouldn't necessarily surprise me either. Maybe playing quite counter-attacking football. Pablo Fornals on the left works for that sort of stuff. Plays the ball quickly. He also has that defensive quality that Ben Rama necessarily doesn't. Which will help out Emerson if Emerson's going forward. Also, Emerson might be a bit more tired given the fact he played. You know, there's lots of elements where I think, okay, maybe that would be the right decision. I would have thought it would be the other way around. But actually, maybe Saeed Ben Rama alongside Danny Ings would work better than Fornals playing in that role alongside Danny Ings. We're playing it around at the moment. We keep firing it into Ben Rama. It's not quite working. We still have possession of the ball right now, though, thankfully. Easy interception there from Ogbonna. Sickness is the current rumour going around, John. He did travel. So it feels like... so he must have either got a knock or gotten sick, because he's not on the bench either. But the rumour going around in the chat is that it's sickness. I think TalkSport put that one out there. Don't know if anyone else has corroborated it since. It's very 4-2-3-1. I will say that Ward-Prowse and Souček very much alongside each other, with Said Benrahma in a sort of 10 position ahead of them. It's very, very 4-2-3-1. Ball over the top. Danny Ings is going to try and chase that and put pressure on the goalkeeper, who's big boot long. Well, manages to bounce all the way through. Thankfully, an offside flag goes up. Thankfully. I shall pass it on, sir. I shall pass it on. I haven't actually seen his video, but then again, I did only wake up. I did only get up, I should say, maybe about 20 minutes before the build-up show started. So we're not surprised. But I shall pass it on. Hang on. There we go. I was just taking a screenshot of it. That way I can remember to do that. Kudus fires it out wide to the left-hand side. Emerson collects it, starts running forward. Nice little flick again. He's gone with the underlap. Flicked into the path of Benrahma. Fornals, nice little link-up play. Fornals takes it over. Shot was tamed straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling with the. I'm watching on Discovery Plus. I know I'm slightly behind with that. It's annoying. You watch things legally and somehow you're still further behind. But there you go. What can you do? What can you do? Areola there, a little bit of clumsiness between himself and I think it was Mavropanos. They're going to get a corner from it. Then number 7 comes across to take the corner from our right-hand side, their left. I think it's Fortunis, I think I just heard. Whipped in. Over the top of everyone. He manages to keep it in, to be fair to him. Looked like it, pardon me, it looked like it was destined to go out for a goal kick by the corner flag, but he somehow manages to keep it in. Bent back in towards the box, headed away from Emerson. Although awfully, Jesus Christ, that's one of the worst dealings with a corner I've ever seen in my life. They tried to overplay it there. Olympiacos, and he just tried to boot it just aimlessly forward up the pitch. Kera second time. That's a good one though. At the time out to Kudos is really nice. Nods it on first time. To be fair, the defenders do really well to get back and stop him, but he did really well there. He turns and goes forward, goes to a just long shot. Jesus Christ. It's what we're going to get with Mohamed Kudos. We take it. We take it. Might be a bit of a waste, but we still have possession of the ball, so we're fine with it. Played out wide to Tilo Kera. Souček. Again, you can feel that Souček just instantly went for the dink over the top, little chipped through ball. Soufal or Jarrod Bowen would have been running into those spaces. Usually that's the little bit of link-up play that you miss when you have a fully rotated side like this. Just that first time pass from Souček was a really nice idea, but just no one was quite on that wavelength. Two different players. Big searching ball, looking for Podence out wide on the right-hand side. He's got Rodney on the overlap. Lays it in to their number 15, takes a touch, hits it. Wasn't a bad shot from, I think they said Papadopoulos. I think is what they said, Papadopoulos. loss. I don't know how to pronounce it, but takes a touch just to get it a little bit further forward. James Ward-Prowse maybe could have got a little bit tighter and nipped it away, but doesn't. Ends up shot straight at Areola. Solidly hit though. Solidly hit. Yeah, I went and found it. Earlier. I felt it was important, you know. Had about 5 minutes beforehand. I was like, it's necessary. I need to find it. He needs to rep the boys today. It's a big vibe. It would be a solid draw. If we're being honest, it would be an incredibly solid draw. Like, effective. Effective would be the words. Headed back. Nice little play forward into the path of Ben Rama. Pulls it, looking for Emerson on the underlap. Can't find him. It's booted clear from Olympiacos. We are committing numbers forward, and that is almost hospital stuff from Jesus Christ, that was almost hospital stuff from Mavropanos. Ball gets booted forward. It's just our two centre-backs and their striker. He's trying to sprint onto a really high ball. As it drops down, Mavropanos just nods it back, thinking that would be the calm option to Areola. But it's kind of incredibly short, let's say. Areola thankfully comes out and just nods it on, just sort of plays it forward on the floor. But Ben Rama dribbles his way into the box. I don't know why I bothered saying anything. It was never happening. But yeah, almost hospital stuff. We're fine now. We've survived. We're committing numbers. There is that. So far, we are committing numbers forward. Don't know how I feel about it. But certainly you are committing numbers forward. Emerson getting very far forward. Kera getting far forward. If Olympiacos can get on the counter, then it would be probably useful. Who's playing right back? That is Tilo Kera. Hello. You alright? How are you? How's things? I need to reply to your message. I keep forgetting. I promise I will. In fact, I will pull it up now so I don't forget to reply. I'll pull it up on my phone so when I open my phone after the game, it will be there and in my face. I hope you're well. Love you. Oh my god, the last message you sent me was a sad face because I didn't reply. I'm sorry. Sorry. So open on my phone. I promise I'll respond straight after this. Kera, who's playing right back tonight, plays it forward to Mohamed Kudus, who's playing on the right wing. Takes on his man, tries to beat him, just runs it too far. Nice idea, but just runs it too far. This is the thing, Nick. I don't think we can until Danny Ings is out of the way. Like, it's... While he's still at the club, it becomes incredibly difficult to buy someone because, one, he's on such... I mean, Danny Ings is on such high wages for a start that just doing anything is prohibitive while he's here. But two, he's on such high wages that he has to play. And so buying someone to put him further down the pecking order seems like a fool's errand. Also, it means that Mubama would go even further down. Now, if you said to me, oh, he does well there. Olympiacos do well. Thankfully, we've just absolutely swarmed them out. We're getting back better than they're getting forward. We've swarmed them out and we've stopped the thing. Well, Kudus, though, falls asleep there, and that's really well done from the left back. I tell you what, he goes 50-50 on that and does really well to recover there, Kudus. It was a problem, but he did really well to recover after his initial just falling asleep for no reason. But yeah, I feel like while he's there, it moves Mubama further down the line. Now, if you said to me we loaned out Mubama for the rest of the season to a decent club where he'd actually get game time, and then we sign another striker on loan or something, I certainly wouldn't be against it. I just don't want to see a situation in which we just push Mubama further down the pecking order, and I also can't see a situation in which we can't play Danny Ings to some extent because we need to sell him. Now, the second he's sold, get me more strikers. The second he sold, my clock has stopped. You are right, Liberator. I don't know how that's happened. Give me. Give me a second. Let me just type it in physically and see if it carries on. Now it carries on. Who knows? Who knows? Thank you, though. I appreciate that. It was looking that way for a good 3.5 minutes. Listen, it's probably a strong shout. It's probably a strong shout. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Lewis. I think our handling of Mubama has been stupid. I'll be honest with you, it's been utterly stupid. Playing around at the back, kind of dangerously, and Areola's forced to just punt it. Gonna be thrown to Olympiacos. We've been doing okay. We've been doing okay so far. But Olympia, it's not like we've been. It's not like we haven't. It's not like we haven't had moments where they've got involved in this game. Olympiacos, Podence does well to take it around. Kudus tries to play the ball in. They're just not committing enough numbers forward. Thomas Suchek does well there to get that one away and play it into the path of James Ward-Prowse while falling over. Ward-Prowse finds Fornals, who just gets caught a little bit. Oh, nice first time pass there from Mavropanos out wide to the left. Yeah, we've just we're doing okay. We're getting enough numbers forward. I think we're conceding. We're not necessarily chances, but they're getting opportunities in dangerous areas. Olympiacos, and I feel like if they committed more numbers forward, then they probably have a little bit more joy, because it does feel like we're disjointed at the back. It does feel like they're getting opportunities. It's just whenever they get those opportunities, there's so few people forward and in such awkward positions because there's barely any of them, that it just doesn't quite work in a way that you would want it to. Which from our perspective is fine, but we are committing a lot of people forward. It does tend to be that everyone goes forward and Mavropanos and Ogbono sort of stand by themselves at the back, which is a little bit of a fear. Mavropanos, it was a nice idea, but again, asking a lot of Ogbono. Thankfully, we managed to keep possession of the ball, but unduly dangerous there. And now Emerson can start to stride forward. Finds Fornals back out to Emerson again, who just loses out. It's really well done there, to be fair, by the Olympiacos player. Could have been better, but there we go. Good to see, sir. We're doing okay, is what I would say. I think they aren't getting too big a chance, but they are getting chances to create chances, if that makes sense. We're really committing people forward. And going forward, we're doing okay, but we're still lacking that final ball a little bit. If anyone has better info for Dean, make sure to @ him in chat. That's my feeling, Ishmael. I mean, I feel like, if I'm being honest about it, like, I don't think he's killed the game. I thought early on from him, he had some really good performances. I thought as the season went on, he had his performance levels certainly dipped, but he doesn't really get anywhere near enough game time to do anything different about it. I don't know. I feel sorry for him in a lot of ways. I certainly wouldn't be against seeing him more, because I do think he has something to offer. But maybe he's just done after his injury. Because Moyes did seem to want to play him, and now he just doesn't even bother at all. So maybe after the injury, he's just done. I don't know. Big ball across, looking for Rodney. Bloody hell. Tried to take on Emerson there. Goes a bit too tight to the touchline. Thought he was going to ping it across, and just powers in across. That goes flying out for a goal kick. It felt more like a shot there from... Maybe it's pronounced Rodney, I think is how the guy said it. Commentator. our unreal passing game. Here it comes. Big tiki-taka vibes from us. We've lost out on the ball instantaneously just due to booting it long. You hate to see it. Rodney wins a free kick in a decent area for Olympiacos. Fornals and Emerson are protesting it, but Rodney gets forwards and Pablo Fornals just comes across him. Yeah, it's free kick. I mean, he might have got a touch on the ball, but if I'm being honest, it was I would certainly feel like that was definitely a free kick. I don't think he can complain too much. If he gets a touch on it, it's a very minimal touch, and he takes the man out in the process. For me, that's a free kick. I understand some people will feel differently about that one, though, to be fair. Sort of corner style free kick incoming. Not quite on the touchline, but nowhere near close enough to the centre. You're talking, if this is the corner of the penalty area you're talking about here, it does get whipped in over the heads. Ogbonna, I think, is the one who ends up headering it away. And now we can counter-attack. Ings out wide to Fornals, who hits it first time into the path of Saeed Benrahma. He's going to try and run at him. Oh my god, they've got so many people back. And Benrahma with... Oh, it wasn't his. It looked like an awful touch, but apparently they touched it. All right, we take that. That was fine. Then we've won a corner. We've won a corner, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time to load up the cannons. James Ward-Prowse, get on the end. Get on that. Souček, Ogbonna, Mavropanos, get in there. Let's cause some issues. First corner of the game. Let's do that. Let's cause some issues. Be interested to see what we do. Cocom's just saying he suspects it will go right towards the goalkeeper. We have been running a routine where we do just sort of pile drive it at the near post. Souček and Ogbonna are both there, lingering in that position. Obviously, Mavropanos also involved, looking to make a late run. It's whipped directly into that. Okay, that was an uncharacteristically poor corner from James Ward-Prowse, so he gets a second time to flex. We're going to get another corner. An uncharacteristically poor corner from James Ward-Prowse. He whips it in with such dip that it ends at the feet of the front post. No one can get a touch. No one can really get any sort of solid touch on it. Pardon me. And it ends up being booted into touch. We're going to get another corner. Referee having a frank discussion with what looked like Ings, Fornals, the goalkeeper, maybe some other people. Yes, bring up the Ents. Up come the tree folk. Tall and wise. And lethal in the air. Better this time for Ward-Prowse into that exact same position, looking for a flick on from Souček. Feels like a waste to me. I can't lie, having Souček in that position. It feels like a waste to me. It's going to be a free kick to Olympiacos for a foul just inside the area. It feels like a waste. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind that sort of whip into the near post. Like, I get it. All you really need to do is get a touch on it and you're essentially guaranteeing a goal at some point. But I feel like having Souček and people like that, especially if Souček's the person attacking that area. And the thing is, he's not even attacking that area. He's coming from inside the goal, essentially, out to do the flick. I feel like you could just have anyone doing that role. You know, I don't think that you, like, obviously maybe you increase your chances by putting the big man on that post and then therefore he's more likely to win that header and to get that touch. But I feel like you could whip it into a dangerous area and have, you know, have Souček, have Mavropanos, have Ogbonna attacking it and maybe have something a bit more to it. I don't know. Prudence. Gonna be a goal kick. We'll take that. Yeah, Freiburg are losing, I heard. Freiburg are losing to Bachkatopola. 1-0, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. 1-0. 39% ball possession from Olympiacos so far today. 61% for us. Wild. Yes. I decided not to say it, but we both understood. We both understood the vibe. Mavropanos switches it, spreads it out to Fornals. Ben Rama tries to take on 2 men, loses, obviously. And Olympiacos can come forward with the ball after a bit head tennis. Pedence with a little 1-2. Fortunis plays it out wide. Does Fortunis play for Frankfurt? Pedence does well there. But he does have to dribble just wide. Whips towards the box. Oh, that's really well done from Kudus there. The camera was there, but Kudus comes in and collects it. Then he played a through ball, expecting not Danny Ings to be there. Unfortunately, it was Danny Ings. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Yeah, I mean, Souček. So Souček is starting today, right? But it's in those set piece positions where I just find it a bit frustrating. Like, I understand why he's there, but I would prefer him attacking a different space where he's not just looking to go. Doop. I would prefer him to go bang. You know what I mean? He's a big guy. He's got a good head on him. That's really nice play by Olympiacos down the right hand side. Whipped in over the top of everyone, and thankfully Kara just about clears it away. Although Olympiacos are having a spell here. Ortega. Short to camera, nice little 1-2. Doesn't quite work out. It's cleared away by Souček. Olympiacos collect it on the halfway line and look to try and play their way forward again. Oh. Someone's sprucing up by having a shower, Charlie. Shut up. Just can it, Charlie. Let's all agree that I should just can it and we move on with our lives. Not much, mate. I'll be honest with you, not much. Neither side have looked particularly beautiful yet, you know. Look at Danny Ings with a little spin. I mean, it goes nowhere and Olympiacos regain the ball. But look at Danny Ings. Little spin. Eh? You love to see it. Played out wide to the right-hand side. Rodney again. Finds Fortunis. Straight into the hands of Areola. First thing I need to do is I need to change that to watch along because I've forgotten to do that yet again. There we go, that's done. Right, Olympiacos. I want to know who this guy is. Because I'm certain I've seen him before somewhere. And I'm pretty certain we've played him in Europe before. That could be just a different Fortunis, to be fair. Have a look. Players. Where's Fortunis? Who did he play for? He's been playing for Olympiacos since 2014. Okay, so it can't be him. I'm sure we played a player. I'm sure we played against a player called like Fortunis or something. Probably, and in my head it was Frankfurt. I'm not sure, but in Europe recently, I'm sure. I still think a draw is likely. That's my prediction from the start. I still think a draw is likely, and it doesn't feel very different yet. Yeah, I mean, we're certainly getting back better than they're getting forward. I would say that. Pinged header looking for Ben Rama, who's runs out of space. It's going to be a goal kick. Runs out of space. He does have this tendency to just absolutely power drive it, I've noticed so far. I don't know whether it's just today, because I haven't noticed it previously, but today specifically, he... But today, specifically, bless me, he does have a tendency to just absolutely punt it upfield, which with Danny Ings up front seems even more pointless than usual. Especially because Mavropanos does have the ability on the ball. You know, he can play it around. He can, you know, play on the deck a little bit, but I don't know. Huge Obsidian, huge, massively respect it. Also, I can't find it now, but I did see say hello Draconian. I did see it, but I've missed it and I can't find it now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Massively appreciate it. Camera goes for shot, deflected, and Ariola collects it. If anyone does have info for Obsidian Curse, I would say Obsidian Curse, both teams have been fine. Fine. It was definitely Fort something, like Fortuna, something like that. Something in that genre, something in that realm, Ben. I might be, again, I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, I don't know. Play forward down the left-hand side, looking for Emerson, tries to ping it in. We're going to win a corner, we'll take that. Third corner. We're going to go front post again, or are we going to do something a bit different? We'll see. DJ Smokey, it's a great question. DJ Smokey asks, hi, I love the show. My question is, should it be legal to have a relationship with animals if it's purely platonic and not sexual? Because some animals do consent. You can't argue that it's forced upon them. I would say no. I would say no, personally. I also think your use of the word platonic there was a bit confusing. Because platonic implies, or not even implies, means non-sexual, and yet you're talking about consent, which means sexual. So I would say no, regardless. But you know, referee blowing a whistle, goalkeeper. I don't even know why the goalkeeper went flying backwards there. He didn't fall on the floor, he just got pushed back, but I'm not even sure who, by, or how. Porozzo and Ogbonna having a stern talking to, but thanks for the comment, by the way. Hope you're well. Enjoy the show. I getting stern talking to you from the referee. We're going to get a second attempt at the corner now. James Ward-Prowse whips it in again once more into that exact same area. Emerson floats it back towards that sort of corner area. The header on doesn't quite work out. Pablo Fornals, love that commitment. Doesn't work out for us, and it's going to be a throw into Olympiacos, but I love the vibe. Love the vibe. Yeah, I kind of hope so too, Major. There are bells available, Dave. There are bells available. Don't know how many, but they are there if we feel the need to call upon it. Excellent Western Superman reference. Would go there as a child. Go there as a child. I bought the worst football I've ever owned in my life from Western Superman. It's big, just crap. It was just awful. But you know, we needed football, so I don't know. It's what it feels like, Trouty. Feels like we're loading up for another good 6 months of sneezing, but we'll see. We'll see. Season-ending injury for your boy. Puddence does well there. Kudus comes in and just takes it off him. Puddence stays down, complaining about it, but I think it was okay. A referee would have called it otherwise, but yeah, Kudus just comes away with the ball. I don't see how that's a foul from... Puddence goes down in a very dramatic fashion. Bit 50-50 with him and Kudus. Don't really see how there's any sort of... It's a bold opinion, Smokey. I would say that. I won't click on your second one just because of certain words in there, and obviously, you know, we have to be careful with things. But what I would say is it's a bold thing to say. Again, I would stay strong with no stance personally. Thank you. Oh, it's a good strike. 1-0 to Olympiacos. Fortunis with a pile driver into that bottom corner. It felt like if there was going to be a goal, it was going to come from something similar to that. Just a long not that longer range, but it was going to come from outside the area. It certainly didn't feel like either side were getting involved in the play in any sort of significant way. We're getting good enough chances. Fortounis just drives forward and just hits it. It's a great hit as well. One of those low drives that just stays low. He dribbles into space and then just almost toe punts it into the bottom corner. In fact, he basically does toe punt it. Love a toe punt, I can't lie, but that's how the power comes and how it stays low. He's a bit fortunate it goes in that sense from the toe punt, but it's 1-0 to Olympiacos. It was always, like I say, it was always going to come from something similar to that. Neither team were really getting chances in the area too effectively. Neither side were really being able to break the other side down and create consistently good enough chances for that. So it was always going to come from that. I feel like there were 4 players who maybe could have stopped him at some point there. Collects it, runs backwards at all, and just no one even gets remotely close to him. But yeah, really well done, to be fair. Really well done. Danny's trying to get involved in that. Fails. It's going to be a goal kick. He's too. I don't think he's too. I don't think he. I wouldn't say shocking, but what I do agree with you that there's definitely like. He all too often he's too vulnerable. He is very, very vulnerable. It feels like very frequently. But he's not a defensive midfielder, right? But he is very vulnerable at times. Which is why the second you move Alvarez out of the team, it becomes a massive concern because we essentially don't have a defensive midfielder in the team. Bedence plays it out wide. Fortounis, Rodney back in towards Fortounis. Starting to get a little bit more on it now. Olympiacos starting to create opportunities in slightly better positions. It's really well done. Fortounis plays it out wide to Rodney. Ogbono comes towards him to try and header it out. He plays it out to Rodney, then storms in. Souček's trying to keep up and trying to get goal side and trying to get in the way and just can't. Ball gets played in quick enough. So those quick passes, they're getting so much. We are incredibly vulnerable, by the way, in that centre of park. Like without Alvarez, we are looking incredibly vulnerable right now. Ings looks for the flick on women a friend. I mean, to a certain extent, right? I agree, right? I always think that we downplay European matches way too much, way too much. I think that every team in Europe has fought their way to get there just as much as we have and deserve to be there just as much as we have. And we rock up and think, oh, we'll beat this team because we don't know any of their players. We'll beat this team because of this, that, and the other. Well, actually, they deserve to be there just as much as we do. It's a case of it's in a case of either outfighting or outplaying them. And right now, today, we're not doing either. Freiburg have equalised against Topola. It's now 1-1 there. Freiburg, of course, away. Shot from Kudos goes very, very high. Early call, Sean. If the people backed it, but yeah, it's a good shot though, to be fair. I think he was a little bit. Yeah, I've always found, and this just could be me because I'm not very good, but I've always found, a toe punt, a toe poke, however you want to word it, difficult to control. And that one's flown into the bottom corner. But Ronaldinho used to do it. There are players who've done it, yeah. So potentially just because I'm crap. I say potentially, I am crap. Kudus as well, just to nip that and get that one in. Wins a throw by Retsos. Retsos was looking for a nice little 1-2. Throw from Kera. Kudus not even looking the right way. You'll have to see it. We go for a long throw down the line instead to Danny Ings. And we lose out instantaneously. This is the problem, right? Is like, I feel like as much as I say that I understand why Danny Ings is playing, and I feel like we almost have to play Danny Ings, oh, my God, is it a pointless endeavour? My God, does it make us so much worse? Not to say he's the reason we're losing, certainly not. There are much bigger issues at play. But, like, you just look at situations like that and you're like, really? All right, okay. Have we looked like scoring at all? Not really. We've had 3 corners, all of which have gone into the exact same near post area that we've been trying to hit recently. None of which have been particularly that great. One of which was pretty bad, actually. Outside of that, not really. We've gotten into position to create something a couple of times earlier on in the game. But certainly for the last 10, 15 minutes, it feels like it's been Olympiacos all the way. They've managed to get a lot more players forward now. They were struggling originally, but they sort of starting to commit a bit more. And yeah, we just no. What's the answer really? Just no. Nice flick. I think really just very undynamic play from us, and they instantly cut it out. Just feels very much like it feels very much like when you play a bad football game. And you're just controlling it, and it's just like turn, pass, turn, pass. I'm looking at their goal again here. Yeah, something has to happen there. I'm watching it again, and he collects the ball, turns round, he sees there's a couple of people in his way, James Ward-Prowse being one of them, and so it instead decides to turn and run backwards, then just runs in a big semicircle, so he's facing the right way again. Gets vaguely close to Mavropanos, who is sort of standing there trying to block it. And the ball just goes flying into the bottom corner. It's certainly, I don't know. It should be better. West Ham loses the ball again. Forward come Olympiacos. I mean, the positive side on it is that this can't get worse. I mean, it obviously could get significantly worse, but what I mean by that is we can only get better. We can't really get much worse than this. I don't think we've been particularly awful. I just think we've been pointless. You know, I'm not sitting here fuming with how we've been playing, because I don't think we've been putting in an absolute stinker of a performance. It's just we've just been crap and nothing-y. And I think when you look at our bench, if I was to bring up the bench very quickly, if you look at the bench, right, you've got the likes of Zuman again, obviously, but Alvarez, Paquetá, Cornet, Bowen, Antonio, Mubama. These are all people who could significantly change the way we're playing and significantly change our fortunes. So any subs would have a positive effect, you would feel. It's not like when we're playing our usual first team and subs tend to lower our levels. Yeah. Bad. Yeah. Kudus plays it centrally to Ben Rama. He's going to shoot from range pointlessly. Ben Rama, you stupid idiot. You're not going to score from there, bro. It's not going to happen. Olympiacos come away with the ball. Pedence slows down, plays the ball out wide to Al-Kabe. Looking for Camera. Picks up the ball, collects it just inside the area, then the ball across. Once again there. You see the situation there. They're not really committing people forward, but now they've got the goal. They don't necessarily need to. They're just playing the ball around, trying to find space. And the worst thing is it's working in the sense of they have about 3/4 at most players, but forward, Olympiacos. And we obviously do our what is actually admittedly quite a crap version of our usual defensive stance. We're not really getting the numbers back in the shape that we usually get it back, right? But with, say, them having 3 to 4 players and us having 6 to 7, they're still able to comfortably pass it around and create chances, even though we've outnumbered them vastly, and they're just getting these long shots away, which is fine. Usually I'm not too fussed about it. But I just find their passing so completely devoid of... I don't know. It's no creativity to their passing. They're just trying to take it forward, hits it. It's just nothing-y. It's just so nothing-y. Really annoying. Oh, Joey. I know Antonio's not exactly the flavour of the month today, but over Danny Ings? Come on, Joey. Joey. Throw into West Ham. First half almost over. Christ. I would consider bringing... I don't know. I would consider bringing maybe Cornet on if we're looking to still continue to rest players, which I would understand. I would consider bringing Cornet on for Benrahma, moving Kudus into the centre. Cross it. Oh my God, that's awful. That is god awful. It's 2-0 to Olympiacos with the most comical goal. 1 minute stoppage time is almost over, and Rodney's just hit it into the box from far. It looks like a cross or I don't think it was a shot, and it's just bounced. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's awful. Rodney collects the ball on the right. It's just a... Ogbonna. He hits it in with his weak foot from a slightly deeper position. It's going nowhere. It's going right into the hands of Areola, if anything. And Ogbonna at full stretch, just for some reason at full stretch, under no pressure from anyone, by the way, tries to stop it. It ends up flicking up off the top of his leg or boot and wrong foots Areola, and it goes in 2-0. That is god awful. That completely changes the complexion. At 1-0, like I say, I was about to say maybe you do this, maybe you do that. I feel like things different. You have to change things at halftime now. 2-0 is 2-0 is insane. That is god awful for Ogbonna. I don't want to be harsh to him because he's been such a good player for so many years, and I still think he has something to offer the club. But there's been a couple of times this season where he's made catastrophic errors, and that is another one of them. That is shockingly bad from Ogbonna. My God. I love Ogbonna as well. That's so bad. It's a pass for Danny Ings. Tries to turn. Somehow manages to get a shot away. Don't know how they've managed to let him get a shot away. We're going to get a corner right at the end here. We're going to get a corner right at the end of the first half here. Ball gets played into Danny Ings in the box. Touches it, spins round, somehow managed to bamboozle 2 defenders by spinning around off the ball, trying to collect it. And the shot ends up bouncing out. It's going to be a corner. This is going to be the last kick of the first half. It's going to be the last chance of the first half. James Ward-Prowse corner. That will inevitably be aimed directly at the front post, and nothing will happen yet again, I would suspect. Whipped in. Yep, front post, headed away. And there's the halftime whistle. Oh my... Side note. I beg we stop aiming the ball at the exact same spot every single time. I'm going crazy. How have we managed to get one of the best corner takers arguably the best set piece taker in the league, one of the best at the very least, and we ask him to do the exact same thing we were doing before, which is just pile drive it at the front post. Do literally anything else. When we were doing other things, it was going in. Oh, it's so annoying to watch. 2-0 is the halftime score. I don't think they've been that great. I don't think we've been. I've seen significantly worse performances from us, but we've been so nothing-y that I couldn't see us score. The game has played out almost exactly as I suspected it would. We've been absolutely nothing-y. They've not exactly lit the world on fire, and they've had 2 goals which are incredibly preventable. The first one, Fortunis, I think it was, collects the ball, runs in a big semicircle. It's really poor defending from us. Someone just has to get close to him, and then he's a bit fortunate that it goes in the way it does. But but give the credit where credit's due. My man pile drives it into the bottom corner with a toe punt. You got to respect it. It flies into the bottom corner. Fair enough. The second goal, obviously, is a massive error from Ogbonna, and is fortunate for them in the sense of he collects the ball wide, turns away, sort of crosses it from deep with his weak foot, and Ogbonna, under no pressure whatsoever, tries to stick a foot out to get something on it. I don't know why, and it ends up flicking up off it and completely wrong footing Areola, and it goes in. 2, you could argue, lucky goals, but and again, I don't think we've been as bad as I've seen us play. I've definitely seen worse performances from West Ham, and I don't think they've been that good. But it's one of those games where when there's something so nothing-y, all it takes is a little thing here, be it a shot from range, be it a shot across from putting it into the danger zone from that sort of areas where you can get goals from. It's awful. It's just crap. It's just crap. But that's the most annoying part. That's the most annoying part for me, Gio. Right? Is that and feel free to disagree with me, right? I don't think either side have been particularly good. I don't think either side have been particularly awful. I don't think we've been awful. I just think we've been so nothing-y that it's... No, I'm not... It's just... There's been nothing. It's like watching... It's like watching a bunch of players who don't play together every week for a start. But it's just you've seen passes go wayward for no real reason. There's no real invention about it. We're relying on sort of individual, someone like Kudus, for example, to pick the ball up and drive with it to do something. But there's no usual we have these muscle memory-esque metronomic plays where Sufal runs up the right hand side, we play the ball out so he gets across in. Usually this happens and that happens. There's just nothing. There's just nothing. And in a game where there is just nothing, all it takes is these minuscule little things to happen, and all of a sudden they've scored. The defending for the first goal, god awful, obviously. Ogbonna for the second goal, god awful, obviously. It's just it's a European game, my G's. And he could do something. Could do something.
Shite, Charlie. All the players are shite. None of them are playing well. I've literally just witnessed 5 minutes before half time, Saeed Benrahma hitting it from 40 yards out into the shins of someone a yard away from him when there's about 3 passes on for him. We're crap. Kerr took a throw in and just threw it to one of their defenders. It was anywhere near. Honestly, we're not even stringing passes together. The basic.
He threw it to one of his defenders, by the way, after thinking about it and deliberating for a significant chunk of time.
It is crap. Listen, Moyes has got to take some of the blame tonight. The let's put it this way: not that many people were confident after seeing the starting 11, and they're just justified so far. But some of the players on the pitch are just awful tonight. Mavropanos, some of his passes have been good. He's just passing straight to their team half time. Ogbonna looks done. Fornals, he's just getting in the way more than anything. Benrahma's busy, but he's not doing anything with it. Ings, what's the point? The only time I've seen Danny Ings on the ball is when he's out on the touchline. It's not good enough. Our best defender so far has been Kudus. We don't even have an attacker. James Ward-Prowse corners, pretty shit. Let's be honest with you.
Oh, bro. Why have we? Please, Gio, explain it to me, right? Why have we bought arguably the best set piece taker in the league and have asked him to do the exact same thing we were doing before, where we just punt it at the near post every single time? It's so stupid. I don't get it.
Villa sussed out. They had Ollie Watkins standing at the front post, telling them all away, and we're doing the same thing again, trying to put it in that area between the front post and the keeper. They're defending it relatively easily. They're making a noise so that the referee's watching them, so that if they're in trouble, they can go down and probably get a free kick. It's bad out there. There's not much heart in it. Any 50-50, they're winning. Honestly, the guy that went to Amsterdam and got noshed off by his daughter last week had a better trip abroad than our lot are right now. It is terrible. We're just not. Well, it's true, isn't it? We are fucking shit tonight. I can take getting beat by Aston Villa. Aston Villa are a good team. Now, I don't know much about Olympiacos. I can only judge by what I've seen, but I agree with you. They're not that great. They deserve to be. Well, do they deserve to be ahead? Maybe. But I think we deserve to be behind. I think there's a difference between the two things. The outcome is the same. I think the reasoning is slightly different.
Sure, yeah.
He better be bringing the changes out at half time, honestly.
Yeah, I can't. You can't. At 1-0, I can see a situation in which he goes, right, let's get him in, let's talk about it, let's see what happens for the first 10 minutes. At 2-0, if changes don't happen at halftime, I don't know what more you need. I literally don't know what more you need, unless you are literally discounting this match completely and just going, this is just we're just resting players at this point, which is it's so dumb. You have to make changes. I don't know what changes to make without, like you say, without going, okay, well, we're resting players. Well, now we've got to get them on. Without doing that, I don't know what changes you can make. It's just, they have to happen. And so many, you could take off almost anyone for almost anyone, and I would believe it would be much, much better, the situation. Because I can't say, like, I can't see a situation in which you bring on literally any, like, look at the bench now, right? We click on it, right? Any of those players, Alvarez, Paqueta, Cornet, Bowen, Antonio, Mbama, any of them have to be a significant improvement on what we're doing. Even just one of them is a significant improvement.
Three subs. Do 3 subs. You can still stop the game twice in the second half with your other 2. Which 3? I'm not 100% sure. He's got to.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got to go in hard on the starting 11. Get Souček off, put Alvarez in there, and then two attacking subs, probably Ings and Fornals, and get Bowen and Paqueta on, or Bowen and Mbama or something. He's got to make changes at halftime, because I just hope that he doesn't believe the game's gone, because if Moyes believes the game's gone, he's going to do no subs and he's going to play for a 2-0 defeat and just leave the boys on the bench. We've got to get back in this. Listen, we're getting chances, and not necessarily an open play. We've had 4 corners, I think. That's at the start of the season, that was enough for us to yield some decent opportunities off the back of that. I'm unconvinced by them defensively. We just haven't tested them. We just haven't been good enough. There's no creativity out there today. It's sort of 2 passes and then it gets a bit selfish. It's a case of what can you do? It's very bitty. I don't like it. I really don't like it. And I know these boys haven't had much game time between them. I know they haven't played together much. Ings has had caps for England, hasn't he? I'm pretty sure he has. So therefore, all 11 of our starting players have at some point represented their country. They might not be internationals today, but they've all got caps for their country, and they're not playing for poor countries either, like Malta. We've got a Greek and Italian centre back. We've got an Italian left back. We've got a German right back. An English and Czech centre midfielder, we've got a Ghana right winger, an Englishman up front. We've got Algerian, Spanish in there, like you said, French World Cup winning goalkeeper. The 11 players we've got out tonight are very experienced, very well paid. I'm not seeing it. So while yes, okay, game time, etc., is a bit of an issue, but it's not like there's no chemistry and that's all that's happening. They're struggling to string passes together, literally just simple passes. They're making incorrect decisions. It's a pathetic performance from us in the first half. I'm actually genuinely really, really annoyed.
I shall be back in a moment, Gio. I'm just going to run to the toilet.
Anyway, right, let's see what you're all saying. I'm really annoyed, genuinely. I think the players haven't done well enough. I don't think Moyes got the thing correct, but I think the players aren't doing it either. Anyway, chances. What you've just completely taken out of context. I literally just said at set pieces, we've had chances to create from set pieces. We didn't create anything in open play. I just said that. Stop taking things out of context. I hate when people do that. It's a pet peeve of mine. Anyway, Henderson says, to be honest, Ings can't do any work around the dynamic feature of the attacking midfielders. Bring on Paqueta or Bowen in first and let Benrahma and Cuckoo do the work. Greg says, absolute shite. Souček, Fornals and Ings have to come off at half time. Alvarez, Paqueta and Bowen to come on. That's probably the one that I the 3 that I would take off as well. Bonner should probably come off, but I don't really want to use a sub on a centre back. Just keep your comments coming in the first half. Chris is saying that we'll have to be in bottom 3 for Moyes gets sacked. Rocky says we're terrible. Make all the subs at half time. Here says toughest away fixture by mile. Chance to wrap on top group and play this shit team. Clive says Moyes' tactics are demoralising. Even if we play a second string lineup, play football. 500 million and playing shite. Come on, you Irons. I do like how many of the subscribers say shite instead of shit. I think it's a good word, shite. Underrated. Tony says total disgrace so far. Awful team selection, slow players. Fanals and Benrahma hopeless. We should never have dropped Alvarez for this game. He shields back for. I agree. They've been cutting us up in the middle, just running down the middle of the pitch. Alan says, I know form's not been great and composure in front of goal is awful, but Antonio runs the channels, gives us an out ball and gives defenders something to think about. That's why he should play. The thing is, we shouldn't have to play Antonio. We should be able to rest Antonio tonight. It's, he's nearly 34. We can't rely on him Thursday, Sunday. Anyway. William saying we've got internationals, yes, but we don't coach them, don't rotate them, and we don't deploy anything resembling coherent tactics. I can't even argue with you, William. I could maybe debate 1 or 2 points, but you win that one. You win. Danny said our squad players are going backwards because they know Moyes has no faith in them. It's man management. Wayne says he's putting 50 pence on the same 11 coming out for the second half, going on around the 70th minutes. Lee saying 0 off the ball. Movement is poor. Benrahma's moving. It's just when he does get the ball, he's just not done anything. Mark says Moyes seems to have forgotten that putting a B team up here almost cost him when he was at Man United. Traxop says it's obvious that Moyes doesn't drill and coach the players in patterns of play. Christian says can't blame the players too much. Benrahma, Fanals, etc. are all semi-decent players at least, but they've all been left to rot. Edgar says Paqueta, he can be with Emerson, Alvarez and Bowen. Elaine feels sorry for David Moyes. Smith says, I'm sick of Moyes and his stupid formation. Souček is not number 10. Ward-Prowse not holding midfielder. I don't think Souček's played number 10 tonight. I might be seeing it differently, mate, but I think Souček and Ward-Prowse are playing his 6s and Benrahma's in the number 10 role tonight, but that's how I see it. Dranconian said, Moyes' ridiculous tactical mindset kills me. I'll be glad when we're rid of him, dreaming of the future. Steve's the same as myself. He's totally cheesed off. Brent says we will never be a top 6 club with Moyes. We can only be a top 6 club despite Moyes. Well, I can't do my comeback, which is we finished 6th under him, because your second sentence sort of covers that, doesn't it? Fair comment, Brent. I don't have a comeback. You win. Brad says like watching paint stay wet. Brilliant. I'm not. If that's a common phrase, fair play. I've not heard anyone use that before. What a phrase! I might steal that one. It's like watching paint stay wet. What a brilliant phrase. Brandon says I'm one of Benrahma's biggest fans, but my God, he was terrible. Ings and Fanals invisible. What was O'Connor thinking? Seriously. Stevie says we need wholesale changes in second half. 4 players, please. Score in the first 10, they'll crumble. Tony saying don't blame Danny Ings. Jackie saying Ings doesn't work. Daniel saying as what I said, Kudus is our best defender. Alan says the reason we get 4 songs doing very little is that he's Danny Ings doing he's a fox in the box, but then doesn't take the few chances he does get because he's got to come out of the box to get the bloody ball. Anyway. Gary says he's really peed off. Aqua says just finished working. He started. It's half time. It's half time. We're 2-0 down. But yeah, Ings has played the first 45. Baratelli says Ward-Prowse can't play with Souček on their own. Alvarez makes some good. I agree with that. That's not a good partnership. And this is the problem when Alvarez gets suspended, which is inevitable. He's only 1 booking away from it in the Premier League. What's the answer? I don't know. This is why I wanted us to retain Flynn Downs, and people again, like that guy misquoted me earlier. They were saying, people say, I can't believe you think Downs is as good as Albert. I've never once said that. I said he's a defensive midfielder. He is a specialist in that midfield area, which would allow Ward-Prowse to continue what he's doing. You take Alvarez out, Ward-Prowse is shackled. You know, when a few games ago he was the box-to-box midfielder. You know, again, the goal against Man City, for example, getting in that box, was it Brighton or Chelsea? He got in the box again, running up. He can't do it tonight. Ward-Prowse can't get forward. He's shackled in there. Paul says the players have to do better, irrespective of Moyes' ineptitude. I agree. This is what I was saying, Paul. I'm not blaming just Moyes. I'm blaming the players as well. They're not stringing simple passes. Everything's going wrong.
Just thought you should know. No changes.
Gordon said it's 100% on Moyes, though. I think it's on both. I think Moyes has picked a poor team, but I think the players on the pitch should be doing a hell of a lot better than what's it. And no change. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, how
enjoy the second half, Gio.
No, honestly, before I go, how can you assume he's not playing for a 2-0 defeat at this point? How can I feel confident that he's going to try and turn this game around? I generally, since there's no subs, I generally feel we are now playing for a 2-0 defeat because we don't want to get worse. We'll just rest the players up and away we go. Listen, to get something out of this, we need to score 2, keep a clean sheet. That doesn't take genius, but tell you what, also doesn't take genius. Give Bowen, etc., 45 minutes instead of 20 minutes to try and change something. Before they come on, we'll be 3-0 down if we play like we were in the first half. So, anyway, I'm off. I don't even want to go watch the second half. For fuck's sake. Charlie,
enjoy it. I don't want to keep you any longer because the half has kicked off. So, enjoy. Well, I say enjoy it, Gia. I think what Gia says there is true. I think realistically, you look at it, and part of you has to say, right, that if he didn't believe that this 11 players could do it, then the idea of him not making changes sort of back, I don't know, it's a complicated one, right? But he has to have done changes. Thankfully, we come out and we've actually got people forward. So far, we've won a James Ward-Prowse free kick in a very dangerous area, and we actually have players forward now to get involved in the play. Hopefully, that's a sign that at least something has changed at halftime, if not personnel. I'm in shock that he hasn't made any subs. I'm genuinely shocked, because you could think at the beginning of the game that this 11 could do it, but after 45 minutes of evidence that they couldn't do it, surely you have to do something about it. I'm massively shocked. But anyway, James Ward-Prowse free kick in a good area. Again, what did we say at the beginning of the game? I'm glad that Kudus was on the team in the team at the same time as James Ward-Prowse because he will win free kicks in areas for James Ward-Prowse. What's happened? Exactly that. The ball is currently being lined up. It's about 20 something yards away from goal. It's 25 and under. It's perfect range. Probably about 25 yards away from goal. Maybe a bit too central. Maybe a little bit too central, although that could be beneficial, not knowing which way the goalkeeper's going to go. Ben Rama's there as well, but James Ward-Prowse has shushed him out of the way. Here we go. James Ward-Prowse steps up, whips it. Just wide, but not bad. This is what I wanted. Kudus on the pitch at the same time as Ward-Prowse is good, because Kudus will get in positions where he'll win free kicks in areas like that for James Ward-Prowse to start hitting them, because it's something we do not do regularly enough in Premier League football. It frustrates the hell out of me. Frustrates the absolute hell out of me. Anyway, we win a throw in, left hand side, fairly advanced forwards. Again, we're doing better in terms of numbers forward. I mean, Danny is instantly losing the ball out, and James Ward-Prowse is going to pick... no yellow, but James Ward-Prowse with a foul. Elaine, I wish you luck in the chat today. Elaine, don't get me wrong. If you start spamming, I will have to time you out. Good luck today. I'll say that much. It's difficult, though, because, again, with 2-0 down, you have to step to him now. You can't not. And Olympiacos, who weren't getting enough numbers forward in the first half in the first place, now have an excuse to not get numbers forward even more so. So you're in a situation now where you just have to go for it. You can't tell them. You can't go, oh, no, we'll take our time with this. No, you have to step on it. You have to push it. Passing it around at the back between Mavropanos, Ward-Prowse and Ogbonna. Mavropanos loft out to the left, to the right for Kudus. I think the Freiburg goal might have been disallowed earlier because it now comes up and says Freiburg have equalised again in the 49th minute. So either Freiburg are winning 2-1 or it's 1-1. I can't tell, but something's happened there. Whipped in. Danny Ings can't quite get his head on that one. It bounces out. Again, whipping it across towards Danny Ings feels pointless, but there we go. Fortunas does well there, but the pass is crap at the other side of it. I would be keen on not seeing Ben Rama anymore. I'm not gonna lie. Or putting it, or just no, just get Ben Rama off. Change my mind, because even if you put him on the left, he'll do the same stuff. Emerson tries to flick it inwards, can't make it happen. Olympiacos were going to come away with the ball. Referee didn't blow a foul, but both Emerson and the Olympiacos player have stayed down. I think Emerson will be okay. He seems to be touching his mouth to check if it's bleeding, but I think he'll be all right. He seems to be okay. The Olympiacos player has stayed down, and I've not... He seems like he's in significant pain. I don't know what happened there. Emerson goes forward. I don't know, there's a collision between him and the player. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely certain why both players have stayed down. The collision looks quite innocuous. They don't look potentially that damaged. I hope they'll both be okay, but yeah. The one good thing I will say about this, right? And I know that's a thing for to say right now, but the one good thing I will say about our performance today is that almost all of these players will be out of the starting 11 for Everton game. So, you know, big changes there necessary. I don't know about the Alexis. I saw a lot of people being highly praiseworthy of the Alexis King stuff. I don't know. It was fine. I think he's in a better position now. I think he's in a better position to succeed in NXT than he was in AEW. I will say that, but his entrance was fine to me. It wasn't anything too mad. People talk about his finisher a lot. I thought it took too long to get to it. I like the look of it, but it takes so long to get there. I don't know. I expected literally something. Anything, Chris, was what I expected. I'll be honest with you, Christopher. I expected any form of change would have been nice. The fact that we don't have any is insane. Or was it a clash of heads? I didn't see the clash of heads. They seem to just clobber each other. Okay, fair enough. That's why they went down. All right, fair enough. Camera, who about 35 yards from goal there, just collects the ball, stops. The crowd says shoot. And he has so long on the ball that he stops and goes, am I going to shoot? Yeah, go on, I'll load this one up. And it's nowhere near coming close. Emerson playing it into Ogbonna. Ball over the top, looking for Ben Rama was never really going to work. But we win a throw in regardless. How long do we leave it until this changes? Because Moyes does have a habit of doing this. No changes, giving it 10 minutes, seeing if anything changes, and then or giving it some amount of time to see if anything changes. Oh! Danny Ings! That's a good opportunity. I mean, weak foot leaning back, it was always going to be difficult, but play, throw in quickly. Emerson pulls it back into Danny Ings, who has the space to fire off a shot. Again, he's going backwards, hits it with his weak foot leaning back. It was going to be it's next to impossible to hit on target, but 19 games, no goals for Danny Ings. I just heard on the commentary, the longest drought of his career. you know. I don't blame Danny Ings for missing that one, but I do feel like he maybe should have taken a touch and then taken a shot. First time that was never ever going in. It just wasn't happening, and I don't blame him for that. It was an incredibly difficult chance to take, but you probably have to take a touch and then find some way to turn and shoot. Big boot forward, thankfully straight into the hands of Ariel. It's just He's just pointless to play, man. Every time he gets substituted on, if you watch the watch alongs frequently, you've almost certainly heard me say this. When he gets substituted on, Souček's just passed the ball straight to Alcabe. They've got numbers forward here. Olympiacos, they go out to Podence on the left. Thankfully, they do not commit in the right way, and we managed to get it away. Jesus Christ, that was close. You've probably heard me say this before. Ben Rama loses out on the ball instantaneously. Ben Rama, just leave, please. You've probably heard me say this before, right? The second Danny Ings gets substituted on the pitch, I go, well, that's that then. Because it's just no point. There's just literally no point. We will never do anything with Danny Ings on the pitch. I'm as confident about that as anything. Kudus cuts inside, plays it to Ben Rama. Takes like 18 touches because he's Ben Rama, loses out. We come away with the ball again. Looking to try and rework it once more. James Ward-Prowse. Centrally to Fornals. Kudus. He has it. Kudus is not reliable. Flicked in towards him. Nice touch that time from him. Oh, he does well to bring the ball down the right-hand side. Tries to flick it in, wins a corner. We'll take it. Positivity from having a corner on this side as opposed to the other side is we can't put it into that near post position the same way because it's not in swinging, it's out swinging. So James Ward-Prowse will have to put it somewhere else. Because he can't, you know what I mean? It's an out swinging corner. So I can't see a situation in which he puts it into that same position. If he does, struggle, but still. That's good. Over the top of everyone. Danny Ings ends up getting his head onto it and it floats over the top. But better positioning. I liked that one more. I liked that one a lot more. A little bit lower. Mavropanos is there. Bang, that's a goal. That's a goal. Fornals coming off for, I think... Yeah, so Paquetá is on. Paquetá's on. Fornals has come off. Jared Bowen is also looking like he's going to come on. Ben Rama would be nice. Oh, and Antonio. Well, fair. Moyes has done exactly what I expected of him. No changes, and then after 10 minutes, all changes. So Ben Rama off, and I think Danny Ings as well for Mick and Antonio. All right, he's done the right thing. He's done the right thing. He's done the right thing. He's made the right changes as well. We now have the front four that most people would want to start. So there you go. He's done the right thing. Antonio's on for Danny Ings straight in up front. You've got Lucas Paquetá coming on. He's taken up the position on the left, as well as Bowen, who's obviously taken the position up on the right. That's nice from Olympiacos trying to work their way down on the left-hand side, charging forward. Cuts inside, looking for literally anything. Podence finds the overlap. Driven in by Ortega, easily collected from James Ward-Prowse. They just slowly pass it around. And a poor play forward from Jared Bowen, first touch. And Olympiacos come away with the ball. But it's the correct thing to do. It's the correct thing to do. I mean, you've got ages left in this game. You've got at least half an hour, if not more, because you would suspect that there's going to be a significant amount of added time, as there usually is now. So, bell time. If there's enough calls for bells, we'll do the poll. I can see 2 calls so far. 2 calls so far. Good to see you all, Greg, by the way. OG. OG. You know, it is very much the same. You're not wrong, bro. It was literally like Oh, it's maximum rotation. The only difference is Mubama might have actually started in the EFL Cup game. That's incredibly unlikely. What am I talking about? Wept in the head of the flex, thankfully straight into the hands of Areola from a bit of a awkward one. We've seen enough bell calls where I will put the poll in chat. That's the wrong button. That's the right button. There will be a poll appearing above the live chat in just a few moments' time, asking you to bell yes or no. I'll give you until 61 and a half minutes. And then we'll see how we feel. Big ball forward. Antonio goes down. He's asking for a pen. I don't really see why, but it's going to be thrown to us regardless. You ever drink Baileys from a shoe? Poorly done from Guerra. We maintain possession of the ball, though. Emerson, easy free kick. Easy free kick, we'll take. I have a fever, and the only prescription... I can't do the impression. I'm backing out of that one. Can't do it. $15 more seconds left of the poll. Bowen takes a touch. Outdone again. He hasn't exactly warmed up into the game yet, Jared Bowen. Unsurprisingly, the poll is finishing, and I believe it was an absolute landslide in terms of yes-no. Just waiting for the final confirmation to come through, and I've clicked stop. 71% said yes, 28% said no. So, Bell confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. I shall be back in a moment. Bell confirmed. Where they are. Here we go. Scared there. Came back and I looked at the screen and there was a shot of the crowd cheering and I was like, oh, please no, not third. Please no, not a third. Bell. We're getting in. We're getting in and we're getting in there fast. We need it. Well crowded out there. Emerson charging his... well, I was going to say forward. He's charging his way diagonally. And then continues the overlap on the right-hand side. Jared Bowen controls it and then goes backwards. Jared Bowen lacked a little something since he's come on, but it's not been long enough to really judge him. But just signs aren't good. Not really seen Paquetá getting involved at all. He's just been bullied off the ball there. And then he comes back and apparently fouls the player. I don't really see what's happened there. What we're going to do is we're just going to go straight in. We're just going to... no messing, yeah? And it's gone. And it's gone. Tom, thank you very much for the £2 super sticker in the super chat. Obviously helps us out massively. Sean, if you're still here, I completely forgot to put your name in the thing. My bro, I'm sorry. I'm doing it now. Yeah, Tom, thank you so much, by the way. Massively appreciate it. Helps the channel out massively. There we go. Thank you. And Sean, in case you're still here, thank you. Thank you. Like classic North Idaho snack, the Baby Bell. Nice little turn from Paquetá. Easy foul. Easy foul. Alexandropoulos, however you pronounce his name, just got a yellow card for that infraction. Unsurprisingly, there's an Olympiacos player down who, I'll be honest, he's not injured. He stayed down to waste time there. The referee knows it. He knows it. He's pointed at 2 different legs being injured in the meantime. It is what it is. Olympiacos can counter-attack now with Pedence. Al-Arabi, Al-Kabi, is the one in the centre who picks it up. Forced wide Bonner. And then the backs are not really committing numbers again. Not that they've ever really committed numbers throughout the entire game. They've done a little bit here and there, but... you're welcome. Thanks for the 100 and whatever million it was. I'll be real, I personally think you're overpaid, but, we'll take it. Appreciate it. Like the video while you're here, subscribe. Cheers. Two 0 25 minutes to go, well, 23 and a half plus stoppage time. So you're looking at probably more. You're probably looking at closer to half an hour at this point. Oh, look, fun little free kick routine from Olympiacos there. Into Pedence, it's a nice pass. Easily blocked in the end. The routine was nice. Wasn't going anywhere, but I enjoyed it. I do love a routine. I do love a free kick routine, even if it's against us, I mean, it was completely pointless, like I say. It did nothing and they were going nowhere with it, but it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, it has been flat, Stu. You're not wrong. Like I say, I don't know if people were angry when I said I don't think it's been the worst thing that's ever happened in humankind. But that's not me saying it was good. That's me saying it's been completely nothingy. I think if we were playing against a team who were more informed, because I don't think Olympiacos have been that good either. I think if we were facing a team who were more on it, then we would have looked significantly worse to me than we did. We've not really got much. There's nothing really to say. I mean, we've got more capable players on the pitch than we had previously, but that's not really helped us yet. I'm hoping as they sort of get into the game that we can find, Paquetá a little bit more. We can find Jarrod Bowen a little bit more. Antonio can find a little bit of the space and force the defenders back to give those people space. But I mean, at 2-0, there's no pressure on Olympiacos whatsoever to really do anything, and they don't look like they're trying to. Which is partly why I wouldn't have brought on Jarrod Bowen, because I don't think Bowen suits these type of games, to be honest. But it is what it is. It's still a hell of a lot better than Ben Rama, let's be real about it. So looking forward, Pedence then just absolutely pile drives over. Thank you very much. It's a shame that we've. Do you know what it is? Do you know what else it is? It's a shame that we've lost our record run of not being being undefeated in Europe in such pathetic fashion. You know, like if we were like beaten. Nice idea from Antonio Spocker. If we were beaten, then I'd be like, fair enough. But it's just crap. It's just like, ugh. Paquetá loses out the ball incredibly easily. Do you know what? I'm done. I'm actually done. I'm actually done at this point. Akabi cuts his way on the inside, cuts outside on Angelo Bonner. Close. Alexandropoulos hits it from range. High and wide, thankfully. I think Areola probably would have had it covered regardless, but still. I don't think we've been played off the park, mate. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we've been played off the park. That suggests that Olympiacos have been any good. I don't think they've been that good. I think all of our players have been like 4 out of 10, and I think all of their players have been like 6 out of 10. Like, I don't think they've been that good. It's not playing off the park. They're not exactly stringing passes together like a good team. They're not exactly creating opportunity after opportunity like a good team. There's just nothing. It's just nothing. From either side, really. Both of their goals have had an element of huge amounts of luck in it. I can't find myself to... It's just nothing. Oh, I can't be asked. I can't be asked. I won't hold it against you. Thank you, Cap. Appreciate it. There's not like after the first 6 months or so of doing the watch long, there's not been that many games where I've been like, let's just bun this off and fuck it off. But today it's one of those days. Well, here come the final changes. Alvarez coming on for James Ward-Prowse, which makes sense. It's a shame, and Kudus coming on for Cornet. All right. Steve, no. Stevie B. You're telling me how many of their players would you give 7 out of 10 to? And if you're saying more than even 1, and I wouldn't even say 1, then I think you're wrong, bro. I don't mind you being wrong, by the way. I think we've been bad. I think we've been like just crap, and I think they've been fine. There is a significant difference between a 4 out of 10 and a 6 out of 10. I'm not saying like, do you know what? We're backing out. Steve, fair play. We're backing out. You get 3 of their players. There's 7 out of 10. All right, fair enough. Then in your opinion, I'm wrong. That's fair enough. Do you know what it is, right? Do you know what it is? Here's the thing. So, do you know, I don't know. It's a conversation for another time. Right decisions probably made with those subs, I guess. No offense to Kudus, but he's done nothing today, and I don't really care. Alvarez needed to come on. We needed to make a change defensively. It makes sense that it'd be him. That should hopefully free up Thomas Souček to be more aggressive in terms of his attacking intent. Freiburg gone 3-1 up, by the way, against Bakstopola. That should give Thomas Souček a bit more free rein to get forward more, which should help us. Cornet, sure. I mean, I would have preferred to have kept Kudus on, even though I don't think he's done anything today. But at the same time, Kudus needs game time, and if we can get Cornet just sprinting at them, not even with the ball, just sprinting at them, forcing them back, trying to give us a little bit of space, hopefully that will help a bit. But we've made all our changes. They're gonna make some more nows here as well. Doesn't feel like we're gonna get any goals right now. Rodney with his incredibly lucky goal coming off. Kinini. Queenie is how I'm going to say it. He's come on. Know nothing about him, so. Emerson. Tell you what, Cornet's got a bit of pace. See that? Cornet's got a bit of pace. Surprised he still can move. In my head, he was potentially comatose, but he's moving. He's moving. Emerson to take the corner. Another benefit, we probably won't put it in the exact same space every single time now. Whipped in. Headed away, but do you know what? I much prefer that as a corner. I much prefer that as a corner than what we have been doing today. I can't lie. Probably incorrectly, but I do. Dinked forward, Bowen, first touchdown, wasn't bad. We are seeing Suchek getting further forward, by the way. That exact same thing is happening. That's what we want from him. Paquetá goes into the 10 position. Obviously, Cornet moves out wide. Sorry. Antonio picks up a yellow. I mean, the player goes down. I mean, you could give Antonio a yellow because let's be real, he does do what he does, right? He does just go into the back of him. I mean, their player steps into him, but he does go into the back of him. But if you're giving Antonio a yellow, you've got to give their player some form of Oscar because my man is still down on the pitch, and he took that hit like a stormtrooper in Star Wars. He was doing rolls and flips and all of that. It was super impressive. Just watching replays of their goals. Don't need that in my life. Ooh, yeah. DNR Marsh on Twitter, everyone. Get involved. I can't remember what your Mixcloud is. It's probably Dean. Is it mixcloud.com/Mixcloud? Dean Marsh? Oh, either way, people get involved. Come on out. Gonna need it. I need the vibes. I need the rhythms, you know? Strongly needing that right now. Oh, stretch my legs. Oh, there's no point today. Take the free kick quickly. Spread the ball out to the right. I'll say this, we look more competent since the subs, but we don't look like we're in any danger of score. We don't look like we've got any chance of scoring anymore. But we at least look slightly more competent than we did previously. You know? We don't look like a team who have got nothing, but we also don't look like a team that's got anything. Paquetá goes down stupidly. Just get up, bro. You weren't injured, man. Just get up. I genuinely can't be asked. Alvarez misses the sliding challenge, gets back in. Opponent takes too long. He manages to cut back outside of him, and Alexandropoulos was the person who did it instead of I thought it was Podence the way he was moving, but does well to recover. Edson, he does his classic slide check and did well to recover, but the Alexandropoulos can't really do much. It's gonna be a corner. Can't wait for this match to be done, you know. Got other things to do. Got other things to do. Side netting from a header. From Porozzo. Ironically, they did our corner kick routine better than we have the entire game. Still. Bowen picks up the ball. Runs into Antonio. Cross comes in ahead of everyone. Straight into the hands of the Olympiacos keeper from Paquetá. $10. I beg the referee not give like an extra 14 hours of stoppage time. That'd be nice. Because I quite like to just move on with my life. The worst thing is when you do videos, like when you do video stuff for about West Ham, right? It's like you want to move on. Like I watch a game like this, like pre doing videos about this, right? You watch a game like this and then you move on with your life. At least I do. You know, that sucked. Move on. Go again next week or whatever, right? Got to do like 4 different videos talking about it. I really can't be asked. I really cannot be asked. It's just pointless. I'm looking at the chat more than I'm looking at the match at this point. Because I know nothing's going to happen in the match. There's no point even looking. Because I know nothing's going to happen. It's very, very much the vibe, Aaron. Very much the vibe. Good question, Stu. I've got work after this, so I'm editing. I've got to edit there's 2 freelance things I'm editing at the moment. I've got to edit some music video stuff for someone, which should be done tonight. Thankfully, I'm at the end of that. And then I'm editing a video for Triple Jump. Check them out on YouTube if you haven't already. One of my favorite video game YouTube channels. And I edit videos for them, so I've got that as well. So I'm just going to be doing that. Got Hoover up. Because there was a mouse. We found a mouse yesterday, so I got to deal with. I got to hoover up the house, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, about that. What about you, Stu? Don't know what I'm having for dinner yet. I haven't even thought about dinner. I've got to do dinner at some point. What about you, Stu? What's everyone else got up to tonight? What's everyone else doing? Like I said, I like these games because they're over early, so we have a rest of the evening to figure out. But you know, I wish I could. I wish I could. I heard this whole bit between Geo and Gonzo, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the hell they were talking about either. Is it a food thing? Sounds like a food thing to me, but I don't know. Dr. Chip, I am sorry. I am very, very sorry indeed, bro. That is awful. Awful. Oh. No. Just to stop it from coming in. What makes sure there's no, food about and stuff like that. Just got to get rid of the stuff. I don't actually have a problem with it. It's just the fact it's loud at night. It's like, I'm trying to sleep here, bud. Ooh, little cheeky. Oh, we're talking attention curious. Well, then everyone should subscribe. Everyone should subscribe because to the Disable Team, because at 10 p.m. I'll be there. I'll be there watching live. If I'm at my computer, I'll be lobbing that on in the background as I edit. Keep me company. Love that. All of a sudden, my evening's picked up. It's Thursday. Thoughts on ITV4? Big. I knew it was a food thing. I was like, it has to be a food thing. My brain was telling me it was a food thing, but I have no idea what it was. Alvarez starting beef with Podence, or Podence starting beef with him. I don't actually know. He's coming off anyway, Podence, in the meantime, for Solbakken. Ooh, Mountain Blade 2. I haven't played Mountain Blade 2. Mountain Blade Warband is awesome. Bloody love a bit of Mountain Blade Warband. Like, what a just random... Like, just start and just see what happens. I love that game. I haven't played the second one, though. Heard good things, to be fair. Still working? Yeah, I can imagine. Bro. I can imagine. Anyone who watched this at work, by the way, must be having a bad time. You can't see his arms. It's a long story. This is what. Yeah. We've had confirmed that it's now kebab, but I thought it was some sort of thing. It's a wrap with chips in. Now we're talking. Kebab, I was like, Major was knocking on my door, like whatever. But now we're talking. I might have to get one. That might be dinner. I'd love that. Big ball over to Bowen, doesn't work. Goes out, boos around. I'm barely even watching at this point. I genuinely can't be asked. I'm genuinely even watching. Like, it's on my other screen. I can see it in the corner of my eye. If something happens, I'll see it. But at this point, it's like, what's the point? Genuinely, what's the point? We're not going to do anything. I probably should be more attentive, but... Long throw. We win the ball back. Come on, 5 minutes, right? I'm going to step levels up. They're going to step levels up. That's what's going to happen, right? Let's get into this now. Let's find the rhythm. Let's find our rhythm, guys. Whipped in. Headed away. Awkwardly. Paquetá. Oh! Big! Right as I said it. Paquetá with an absolute screamer. Holy crap. Holy crap. An absolute belter of a finish from Lucas Paquetá. I'm like, right, let's get up. I'll sit up. Let's take this a bit seriously. And he has hit an absolute pile driver. Mikel Antonio does well down the right wing, crosses it into no man's land, but the header away from the Olympiacos defender is god awful. It's going nowhere. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And Paquetá just steams onto it and volleys an absolute peach into the bottom corner. Left foot swerving outwards into the bottom. Big. Do you know what? Let's score again and get one of the most undeserved draws I've seen in a long time. Come on. Big. Come on. What an absolute screamer. Okay, good knowledge. Thank you, AK. I guess you could get chips with a kebab, right? Ogbona's asking what? Mikel Antonio and one of their players, I think it's Perozzo, I think his name, go up for a header. Mikel Antonio is obviously fine. Perozzo otherwise looks like he's been shot. Ogbona's got a yellow card for some reason, not sure why. I assume maybe for dissent. Who knows? Come on, you Irons. Yes. Yeah. Man, by the way, absolute screamer from Paquetá. Like, ridiculous. Can't be asked with Olympiacos sitting around. Like, come on. Bro, why are they checking his head? Why are they checking it? They're checking his... Oh. They're like looking at him in the eyes. As if they're going to see pain beyond his years. Bro, they just had a mild collision. It's fine. I don't know. My brain just sort of went into free flow mode. I don't know. Freelance isn't the word. Do you know? I don't know. We're going to get about 18 hours of stoppage time after this. Souček doing well to battle that one back. Just tries to head it anywhere forward. We win a throw-in off it, so we'll take it. Here we go. Antonio is going to take this as the long throw. Winds one up. Big throw in. Nodded onwards. Doesn't quite make it work. He recollects it on the left. Nice first time pass to Emerson. Played forward from Olympiacos. We get a throw in again. I probably shouldn't tell you I like pineapple on pizza, should I? It's probably not a thing we should. Not the time, Charlie. Not the time. Olympiacos tried to come forward. We win the ball back well from Emerson. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Awful pass from Emerson. I don't know who that is. Cornet does really well to keep that in. Alvarez does well to keep that one as well. There you go. 8 minutes of stoppage time. Paquetá just loses that ball instantaneously. Big ball forward from Olympiacos, who were whistling for final whistle a second ago, and are now cheering their team on as he runs all the way to the corner flag. You're not going to hold it there for 8 minutes, my G. You're just not. Yeah, he turns around and gives up on that and decides to dribble inwards instead. Just someone two-foot him. You know what I mean? Not in a dangerous way. Just Martin Keown, reducer. Runs it out of play. We come away with the ball. We take it. A little bit of lackadaisical passing. They come away with it. Fortunis looking for another long-range shot. Close but wide. Close but wide. I like it, but I didn't. I never ordered it. You know. Well, I have ordered it before, but I'll be honest. Usually when I order, I'm just getting a margarita. I can't even lie to you. Can't even lie to you. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. That's the hope, the dream. Antonio back to Bowen, looking to try and find Cornet. Can't manage it. We may regain possession of the ball. Alvarez, a minute and a half of the 8 gone. Emerson, step over. Cornet down the line. Nice little play. Finds Bowen, fires it across. Antonio controlling it. He's being pulled all over the shop there, by the way. He's being pulled all over the shop there, by the way. We're all over them. We regain possession on the halfway line and go again. He was being yanked this way and that. Ogbonna diving challenge. He's going to be lucky. He's going to be lucky to stay on the pitch here, Ogbonna. No red card, says the ref. Bro, Bro, someone explains to me how that's not a foul from Antonio, by the way. Like, I'm usually someone who, when we get penalties or when there's penalty shouts, I usually go, nah, I don't think that was a penalty. I'm usually quite fair about these things, right? When you're in the box as a striker like that, and you're trying to get towards the ball, and 2 defenders are grabbing you and pulling you back, what else are you meant to do? Like, they're not trying to get the ball. They're not even close to the ball. They're just trying to stop you from getting to the ball. Free kick, West Ham. Professional foul from Olympiacos. 5 minutes left. They're number 19 on our beautiful Mexican sensation. Their goalkeeper collects it. He'll spend about 8 minutes on this, I suspect. They're looking to make another sub, but it's Stefan Jovetic. Here he comes. Super sub extraordinaire, Stefan Jovetic. Played for City, Monaco, Sevilla, I think. Don't know if he's been a first choice for any of them, but he's been there. Love a bit of Stefan Jovetic. Oh, fluffy. Bars. The rhythm is there as well. Oh, and here comes Scarpa as well. Former Nottingham Forest player, of course, on loan at Olympiacos. We're trying to play on. Referee's saying, no, it has to be a sub. They're taking as long as humanly possible. They're taking off the guy who scored there first with the big toe punt. He, of course, is walking off the pitch. He's making sure he claps each individual person in the stadium for Tunis. Here we go. Ariola, big boot forward. Minutes that took. Minutes. Well, that's awful pass from Kera. Oh, Alvarez just mugging him off. Get out of it. You can't come close to El Machine. Back off, bro. Love to see it. Paquetá vaguely lofted in the direction of Cornet, whose touch is heavy. It's going to be a goal kick. Guinea's taking his time to hand deliver the ball to the goalkeeper. Poor touch from Cornet. It's almost like you should play him more often, so when he comes into these games, it's not completely from zero. So when we get into the final minutes and you actually need him to perform, because that's the only time you play him, when we get a chance like that, he doesn't take one touch and it goes about 14 miles. It's weird how these things happen. It's weird. It's weird. Big boot forward. Paquetá goes down. He's fine. He's going to get back up again. Ogbonna finds Paquetá, big boot forward. Antonio tried to get it on towards Souček, can't manage it. Bowen tried to find some space again. There's just so many Olympiacos players. A heavy touch, though, brings the ball back to us. There's a minute and a half to go. I don't know if they're going to add any more on, given their incredible time wasting. Paquetá playing with the outside of the boot, looking for Souček. Head on it, goes up high and over. Battles with it. We are desperate for a defensive midfielder in January. We are so desperate for a defensive midfielder in January. The second Alvarez comes out of this team is such big problems. Such big problems. We need another. Less than a minute to go. 8 was the time added on. Less than a minute to go. Big ball forward from Olympiacos. Something along those lines. Something along those lines. And yeah, Artel, you're not wrong, to be fair. You're definitely not wrong. The 8 minutes of added time has been played. We'll see how much extra time, if any, there is. Emerson to take the throw. Launches it. There's a yellow card for someone on the bench now. The referee pulls it back to yellow card. Someone on the Olympiacos bench who looks, I don't know who it is, but he looks a lot like Esteban Ocon, the Formula 1 driver. Foul against Antonio somehow. I think that's it. Unfortunately. Fortunately, it is what it is. 2-1. We turn up for a fun 10 minutes at the end, but apart from that, we were awful. Apart from that, we were crap. Even when we brought on the good players, we were crap. Just a crap performance. There is the final whistle. Ah, well. Yeah, I am actually. I'm looking forward to the breaking point. Is it turning point? Breaking point? Whichever one it is. The one where Miller's facing Joe Hendry. That's going to be a banger. But yeah, there you go. What can you do? 2-1. We're crap. Crap. Even when the good players came on, we were crap. Should have done better. We turned up for 10 minutes at the end. We scored, which, if anything, shows how we could have done how the game could have been so different if we'd actually bothered to do anything, but we didn't. What can you do? 17 games unbeaten is now broken. That's where we end. 17. We move. Anyway, Geo will be live in just a few moments' time. I assume with Gonzo, although I'm not sure about that, but they'll be live in a few moments' time. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, like the video, all that good stuff. But like I say, check out the review because I'm sure the vibes will be what you want them to be over there. Sean James with $2, thank you very much, and Tom with the £2, massively appreciate it. Helps us out a whole bunch, a whole bunch. West Ham end 2-1. Sucks. It sucks. And I'll see you next time. See you later, everyone. Bye, everyone. See ya. Bye.